Here's the thing. I get raid exotics generally pretty easy. Legendary weapons, on the other hand, God save me. God save me. I'm not getting them. I'm not getting them. And I don't want to run the same activity 100 fucking times. I'd rather run the same activity 100 times with the crafted weapon I want to use than run it to try and get a specific weapon, because at that point I'm not running it to get something. I'm running it to play because I want to use that weapon in the game. The whole point I'm grinding for that weapon is to use the weapon. I could give less than 2 shits, personally. I could give less than 2 shits about okay, yeah, audio's working. I give less than 2 shits personally about the idea of grinding for a weapon all day, every day. Like, don't get me wrong, in Borderlands it works, but that's because the loot is so vast. Hot dog, what's up, buddy? How's it going, man? It seemed to have worked that time. Is my Twitch not up? It's about trust, babe. What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Something's fucked up, dude. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. My Twitch stream might be fucked up, though. Let me check. It's just there's so many, and I will get sorry guys. I'm going through fixing my stream right now. It'll be literally with us momentarily. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. Um, it's just, dude. There's so many. Crafting fixed so many issues for me that when they got rid of crafting, it brought them all back to me. That it made it so I didn't actually want to play the game again anymore. And it's that easy. I know people are going to call me insane for that. People are going to call me stupid for that. But crafting fixed everything I liked in the game. There's just way more rules in Borderlands. Not just that, but the ability to acquire weapons in Borderlands is so much simpler than you can in Destiny 2 in general. I'm not doing quests. I'm just running around doing random world events. In Destiny 2, you're not doing that. You're doing quests, you're running strikes, you do it, and it's like it just becomes a fucking hassle. Like, literally, I haven't even touched this main quest in a minute now. I'm just running around going to question marks on the map, having fun, going around, running, trying to find question marks and shit, you know what I mean? And that's it. Alright, so that's all I'm really doing, dude. I'm not doing anything fucking crazy over here, you know what I mean? I'm just enjoying my time currently, you know what I mean? Versus Destiny 2, it has the looter in it. And it has the shooter in it. But there's still a lot of the perspective of the looter that it's always been missing. And I didn't really notice it until I started playing Borderlands in general. You need to go to bed? Thanks, man. I appreciate you, Soldier Boy. Feel free to drop a like if you want to come and hang out again, dude. Are you messaging again, Happy Guy? For some reason, I haven't seen any message besides hot dog. Let me make sure. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yep, all I see is hot dog, and it says you're my #1 fan. You had 25 XP. It's your cat girl. How's it going, guys? How we doing? How's it going, everyone? One of your favorite hand cannons? Thank you for the follow, Soldier. I appreciate it, dog. One of my favorite hand cannons come from... Alright, good shit. Yeah, I thought a good restart would have fixed that. One of my favorite things came from crafting, too. To me, crafting is an essential thing within the game. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want. I've always loved crafting. I've never been against crafting, and anyone who has been doesn't ever really like. I always have a fight back for it, and eventually, like, in my opinion, a lot of their arguments fall on deaf ears to me because it's like, well, the way you want things obviously isn't working because so many players left, and a lot of players preferred crafting. The people who didn't prefer crafting, in my opinion, were always the higher up players. You know, and obviously you're going to have the few and far between who aren't like that, who are like, well, I don't like crafting for this, and that. And that's fine. Like, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Just because I think it's wrong doesn't mean it necessarily is. But one thing I definitely think Bungie should listen to me on, at least, is crafting is or crafting is a necessity. And what up, Mom? How you doing? This game is Borderlands 4. It's pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. Watch this. Imagine if you had weapons like that in Destiny 2, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here, you know what I mean? They've just lost so much creativity with it, too. But yeah, crafting is just... it's an essential and necessary evil, whether anyone wants to admit it or not. It's more necessary than I think a lot of people will ever admit. That's crazy. How do I get up there? Oh, it's gonna block me off. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty badass, man. It's a badass game. I love this game. It's been a... like, honestly, I can't say I've been bored ever a single time playing this at all. I've been having a great time. It's just blasting. It's my favorite thing to do. Danny DeVito style, you know what I mean? Yeah, crafting is just always going to be a necessity in that game, and the fact that they took it away, to me, never made sense. And I just don't really care. It's kind of like Call of Duty when they went away from a lot of shit or added a lot of shit to zombies. Not just that, but they added AI and shit, so it just kind of felt dead. The game itself felt like it ran out of life. You know what I mean? It just felt like it was no longer alive. Or at least that's my opinion on things, you know? People aren't going to agree with me on that either, but I couldn't tell you the last time I thought COD was actually a living game. Seems like nine... I mean, and you can tell that half their maps were made by AI because the AI they have, like the bots inside the game, can get trapped inside of a room and not know how to properly move through it, which means that they didn't even properly program the bots to the AI they had. So it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? It's just a whole fucking... it's a whole fucking problem, dude. Hey, how you doing, dog? Welcome back, welcome back. Thank you for the roses again. I appreciate you, man. But you know, I'll go off my rant there of Destiny 2. There's a lot of fixes I'd like to happen, but I still love a lot of the base game. It's just it just gives me headaches. Dude, is Borderlands 4 worth it? It was worth every fucking penny. Every penny. I'd pay $70 for it again. I'd pay $70. It's worth every penny. Every penny, dude. I'm not even gonna lie with you. I have done nothing but like all I do is Besides that's like a bad part. I just randomly die for no fucking reason. But yeah, it's worth every penny. I'd highly say if you want to get it, I'd highly suggest getting it, dude. It's an amazing game. It's an amazing time. It's fun to play with your friends too, if you have any buddies. If you don't, it's fun to play by yourself. It's fun to play with random people. Another thing about Destiny 2, I just had a mission bug out on me, and I have to restart like 50. That's a normal thing in Destiny 2, man. That shit like that always fucking happened to me. Always happened to me. I never understood why either, but what the fuck can I do about it, you know? I can't do anything. Is that you, zombie? Oh, you were here and then you left. Switched from a 2-year run on Destiny to Warframe, and I've been addicted since. I tried getting into Warframe and I couldn't. I love blasting, but it's something like there's just something so cheesy to me about Warframe, dude. And I have a Prime Warframe or Warframe Prime, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Frost Prime, I have. Oh, that's the first glitch I've actually ran into this game, where I can't open a chest. Wow. First time I ran into that. If it's in the beginning or middle, it's not a big deal. No, it's probably right at the fucking end, though, right? Yeah, actually, that has happened to me quite a few times in Destiny, and I hate when that happens, especially on raid bosses. It happens to me it happened to me too many times to even count. It's definitely hard to get into as a new player. Yeah, and it's not like their mission setup confuses the shit out of me. It's just so much shit in that confuses me, dude. And it's like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do here, here, and here? I don't get it. Like, what mission am I actually supposed to get back to? And I don't know. I've just never been to. Huh. Oh my god. Volkey.
I should probably exercise caution with this thing.
I've just never been too big into Warframe. I just could never get into it fully. I've tried. I really have tried to, dude. I've never been able. Destiny 2 just feels. My main love of Destiny 2 is that it's so smooth. Warframe just didn't have the same smoothness, I guess. Like I have so much love. I have more love for Destiny 2 than I ever could hate. It's just right now it's a very complicated time to play it, and I can't stand it. What's up, Olga? How's it going, Aubrey? Holy shit, thank you for the game controller, AE. Thank you so much. I appreciate the fuck out of you, dude. I think I might have only gotten those once before, dude. Just like I've only gotten one Galaxy ever before. I appreciate the hell out of you, dude. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, man. Honestly, I'm just glad you, everyone in here, or most people in here, come along and enjoy the content. I know there's tons of people you could go out and watch and listen to bullshit and whine and cry. Pops, man, I'm a fucking unk, aren't I? You listen to him whine and cry, but instead you're listening to me whine and cry, and then we have a good time for the most part, you know what I mean? We have a good time. I at least hope you guys have a good time. I try my best. I know not every day I'm the most... Oh, my anus! Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. I know not every day I'm talkative, but today I'm not. I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. I try to do as much as I can, but then other days I'm just brain rotted, dude. Just brain rotted to all shit. I feel like I'm, you know, an Italian brain rot or whatever the fucking kids are watching today. Oh, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I was screwed there. There was no changing that. But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys, especially you, Happy Guy. You've been here almost every damn day, every damn day. Yeah, man. You know, at the end of the day, like, I try to be share as much of the gameplay in my experience, because here's the thing. I feel like people got really used to seeing like pro-level gamers out there. I'm not one of them. I'm good at games, but I'm not great. There's two different things separating those. You know what I mean? And the main thing is like I like to compare it to the NFL. If I was on an NFL team, I'd probably be on a team like what team has been good for years but never great? I mean, the only thing I can really think of is like the Steelers. So I'm about as good as the Steelers have been the past few years. We're good, but we're not great. You know what I mean? We're good, but we're not great. But I'm glad that I get to share my time with you. You guys share your time with me, and we all have a good time talking. That's all I ever really wanted, is just to have an open conversation with gamers and people in general. I really don't care. I'll talk about anything, dude. I will say, if you like me rambling, you should definitely... They're my team as well, dude. I love the Steelers. Here we go. Steelers, here we go. We kicked the Vikings in the not-so-Super Bowl. Here we go. Steelers fan for life, dog. Can't go... I do like the Saints, though. But that's for different reasons. I just like the city of New Orleans. Why am I even blasting these guys, dude? Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I have no reason to I guess because they killed me. Now I got personal beef. Yes, sir. I don't like fuck the Ravens. Let me just get that out there right now. Fuck them. They're looking horrible this year, dude. What the hell happened to the Ravens? They were like a tank last year. And this year they're we're the top of the AFC North right now, right? I believe so. Oh yeah, I originally wanted to go in here. Dude, they look horrible this year, dude. I can't believe the downfall of the Ravens. They look so fucking bad. I have another Mallow one in here, right? I fucking sold it. Dude, it was a 100% damage boost on all Mallow on wet. Oh, wait. No, I got it, baby. Jags, really? I mean, they don't look too bad. The Jags, do we face the Jags this year? Fuck them? I mean, okay, I guess. Yeah, go ahead. Give it to the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Let them know. Yeah, I didn't think we faced him. Last time we faced him was with Mitch Trubisky, and that was a horrible... listen, controversial. I think we should have given Kenny Pickett a little bit more time. A little bit more time. You know, like one more year. I'm just glad we have Mason Rudolph back. I've always liked Mason. Mason's always been a savage, dude. A lot of people like Will Howard, but what I want you to do, I'm not sure if you're into college football at all, but this is Aaron Rodgers last year, from what I know of. Okay, so if you are into duration, singularity, maximum grenade, fuck it, I'll keep doing. So if you are into college football at all, I want you to go look at Lenore Sellers or something like that. He's part of the Carolina Gamecocks. Give him a look and tell me that he isn't a fucking Pittsburgh Steelers, dude. I think that Pittsburgh Steelers should take him in the first round, but there are people who are saying he might go first overall. You know what? Just for shits and giggles, let me look up. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, that he has a horrible offensive line. I mean, I guess it's not horrible, but he has a not so great offensive line. The kid could run. He almost looks like Big Ben-ish in a way. You know what I mean? Where they just can't take him down. The dude can run. He's just pure muscle, dude. Like, they can't fucking take him down no matter how hard they try. And he's accurate as shit with the ball. Let me look this up. 2026 NFL mock draft. Okay, CBS. Let's see. Early projections. This is what we're looking at here. Now, Lenore Sellers going number 1 to New Orleans Saints. That's how it's going right now. This dude's a fucking savage. I hope he doesn't. I hope he falls deep. I hope he falls deep enough, okay? Oh, fuck, Miami picking up a QB? I could see that. I hope he falls deep enough all the way down to... Who the fuck is this dude? To the Pittsburgh Steelers. At pick number 16, which is the predicted pick. Yeah, you're not wrong. I've seen 2 quarterbacks that CBS has said for this shit. And one of them has been Indiana, and the other one has been Oregon. And to be honest with you, I don't like how the Oregon QB looks. He is not NFL ready. I don't like how I didn't even bother looking at the fucking NFL for the Indiana quarterback. That dude looks like a kid I went to high school with, and I'm like, I kind of want to punch him in the face. Here, let's see. QB, boo, 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 QB, boo, 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 boo. Really, what do we have? NFL Draft Rookie Big Board. So Lenore Sanders isn't even on there. Not just that, but LSU is LSU is obviously going to be like they're going to pick the Saints. In my opinion, are going to pick the dude off LSU. Like that's easy to me. That's easy to me. That's who they're going to pick. All right, we'll look at one more mock draft before we get back to the game. Okay, one more mock draft. Help Jackson Dart. We'll look at one more, and of course these are just like possible situations. Okay. Oh, this is make your own. Let's look at mock drafts. 2026. Edge. A lot of people, dude, they have Lenore Sailors going first or second overall, dude. The Draft Network, who do they have going overall? Lenore Sellers to the fucking Browns. Dude, if the Browns take Lenore Sellers, I'm going to freak the fuck out. I'm going to freak the fuck out. Everyone has the Jets taking Lenore Sellers, but how much is Justin Field getting paid by the Giants? I don't think that they're going to take Lenore Sellers, or not the Giants, Jets, because they have a two-year contract. Yeah, $30 million and $20 million is guaranteed. They're not going to take a fucking quarterback. They're not going to take a quarterback. The Browns won't be able to do anything with them. Exactly. The Browns aren't going to do shit. Lenore Sellers. This guy has Lenore Sellers going to the Saints too. This one has the Jets getting Lenore Sellers at number 1. This one has the Browns getting Lenore Sellers. This one has the Saints getting Lenore Sellers. Like this dude is a fucking animal. He's going to be the best draft pick in the entirety of the NFL draft that fucking year. Okay? And then this one, I like this one. This is SI or whatever it is. I don't know. But it has Lenore Sellers going the 21st overall to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's what I want to see. I personally, like, in my opinion, I don't think he is a first pick caliber QB. Secretly I do, but we're not going to admit that, okay? But I do very much believe that he's going to end up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like that's my feeling on it. That's been my feeling about it for a while. Is that this guy is a Steeler. He's been a Steeler the entirety of the time, and I don't give a shit what the Steelers have to give up to get him, but give it up already, for fuck's sakes. Give it up. Like, when it comes to draft day, I want them to give up whatever they can to get Lenore Sellers, because he's going to be dominant. If we're being honest, last year's QB class wasn't great. The best one out of that class right now, I'm telling you, is probably Will Howard, who we have right now. That doesn't mean the whole class was good. It wasn't. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Will Howard is our savior in any way for a QB. He's not. He's not horrible. He's not horrible. Don't get me wrong. He's not horrible. But he ain't no savior. He's not going to save us from Pittsburgh Steelers' demise. You know what I mean? But I watched Gamecocks football almost every Saturday whenever they're live. And the dude, he just does the impossible all the fucking time. All the time. And he's projected to be a number 1 pick. But honestly, like, I hope that he doesn't make the Super Bowl just so the Steelers can pick him up. Or the college Super Bowl, my bad. Because obviously if that happens, you know, even though actually Cam Ward was 1 overall and he didn't win the fucking college Super Bowl or whatever, right? But what is that? I guess that doesn't matter 100%. Will Howard won it, and fucking we have him on our fucking team and we haven't done shit with him. He's a backup to our backup. But at the same time, Will Howard had so many pieces around him. Like he had so many pieces. I still think that we could possibly do something with Will Howard. I just think it'd take years and years to develop him. And it'd be like a Tom Brady situation, to be honest with you. He would literally need to prove himself like Brady did, or else he's just never going to end up being great. I've seen some of his film. I think the kid looks great, but he's definitely going to need to be developed. He's definitely going to need to be developed.
Was almost scared there for a moment.
But, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Really, all we can do currently is see what Aaron Rodgers can do, and if he can win us a Super Bowl, cool. But I don't see that happening. I see us winning like two games. It's a lot. In my opinion, it's too much responsibility on Will Howard's part to be able to do something like that. He has to climb up the ranks and be an absolute machine for him to have the capability of even taking that QB1 job, which, I mean, obviously Tom Brady was able to do that. He was obviously able to do that. Brock Purdy was able to fucking do that. Mr. Irrelevant. How's it going, TikTok notifications? And so it's not an impossible feat, but there would have to be something insane to happen. Like, Will Howard would have to... Well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers would have to get hurt in a game, and in that same game, Mason Rudolph would have to get hurt. And then they would send out Will Howard. You know what I mean? So it's a situation in where he's literally final choice, and that's it. You know what I mean? And if that happened and the kid absolutely fucking balled out, dude, screw it. Let it happen. At that point, see what he can really do. Leave him in the rest of the season. I mean, he has an accurate throw. He has a decent deep ball. He's learning from Aaron Rodgers to begin with. And for all I know, maybe that's what the Steelers won. Maybe the Steelers were like, well, let's see how this kid develops. But we didn't even get to see him play in the preseason. So how are we supposed to know how he's going to play at all? You know what I mean? Oh, my God. What do you think about Broderick Jones? Do you love him, hate him? What's your thought process? I know that's like a pretty loaded question for a lot of Steelers fans. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. I mean, last week he did save us. He did save our fucking ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but he needs to produce more, especially for a first-round pick. Dude, how the fuck am I supposed to get up there then? Oh, okay, I see. The potential is there, but the question is what the fuck's holding him back then? Maybe he's just getting used to being on the left side again, because, I mean, they've switched him over so many times. They benched him, they switched him over, someone got hurt, you know, and it's like, there's opportunity there, and I think as long as we're winning games, keep him in, but the moment we start losing, take him out. If he's the catalyst for us losing, and it's no doubt in our mind that he is the catalyst. I like Broderick, though. I think he's a good kid. I think he's a good guy. Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, that's my thought process on that, is he's still getting used to the situation he's in there. Because not everything is walked through. He's just been getting fucking switched around left, right, up, and down. So that's like, I'm fine with giving him a little bit more time, but he's native to the left side, so he knows how to do that. But for years, for like, what, the past 2 years? And then his last year will be next year with us. I don't know if they'll re-sign him, and if they do, it ain't going to be for much. There ain't no fucking chance they're going to re-sign him for a lot unless he shows a whole different... Unless we go on a deep playoff run and like we see the change, but we're still early in the season. We're still, what, 3-1, 4-1? Something like that. This week's our bye week, so... I still can't believe that the Green Bay Packers and the Cowboys tied. I don't even know how that works in it. Does it go against them? Or does it go for them? You don't watch sports, happy guy. That's understandable. You know, I've always loved. Not always. I didn't really get into sports until my early 20s. That's when I got into football. But before that, I was really into UFC. Um, how I eventually started seeing it is like it's a large game of chess, but it's a large game of chess played by actual humans, and it's like an actual war. You're in war. You're going to war. Versus the UFC is like a game of chess, but you only have a king on the board, and each one of you are trying to checkmate each other. That's how I eventually saw football, though. It's just a large game of chess. Now, how I see soccer is just a bunch of cheerleaders going around kicking balls, but whatever. Yeah, you have yourself a great night there, AE. Thanks for sticking around, hanging out for a bit. You stay goated as well, you're good sir. You stay goated as well. Thank you for the controller once again. My suggestion, if you really want to get into it, watch football highlights and watch Pittsburgh Steelers highlights in specific. Because the rest of the team are bad. Trust me, you want to be a Steelers fan more than anything. Kansas City won't be good forever. Patrick Mahomes is already showing way too many problems this year. And I don't have a good feeling about their I don't have a good feeling about him even reaching the playoffs this year. Dude, the Baltimore Ravens are 1-3. That's insane. Kansas City's 2-2. 4-0, 3-1. 3-1, 3-1. Oh shit! The Seahawks are so fuck. It looks like this year the best in the in the NFC is they're the best division currently. All three of them have a chance in getting in the playoffs. Used to play football in middle school. I mean, some habits die hard. You know what I mean? Like, not everything is gonna translate 100% for you. Just because you did it in middle school doesn't mean it'll translate. Plus, how you played in middle school is a lot different than how you're going to see professionals play, you know what I mean? I used to play Madden a lot. I'm waiting to get another job before I start playing Madden again, though. Um, or to play Madden to actually be able to afford it. So we'll see how that goes when the time comes, but... You know, is what it is, man. Is what it fucking is. At the end of the day, if you don't want to follow football, don't feel like you need to. But I don't know. I've come to like it a lot more over the years. After really like learning how their minds worked and shit like that. Like Bill Belichick is like he's a douche. There's a reason no other team wanted to deal with him, and it's because he's a fucking douche. He won football games, though, but the main reason he won football games was because of Tom Brady, so it was a mix of him and Brady more than anything. But he'll never admit to that, you know? Like even to this day, I guarantee you he won't fucking admit to that. But Tom Brady did do a whole bunch of sketchy shit to win football to begin with, like flattening a ball and shit. What can you do at the end of the night? Who do we have anyone still over here in the TikTok stream? Russian name, how's it going, man? Thanks for hanging out, man. If you want, I do have some comedy special, a stand up to show you here, happy guy. I do have a stand up to show you. When do 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 do. And now that no one's watching me on TikTok, I'll show you it if you want. Just let me know if you're in the mood. If you are, I got you, buddy. Because this one's fucking hilarious. This is Joey Coco Diaz. Love this guy. All right, let's see. I want to change up because I've picked up a few weapons ever since this. All right, give me un momento and I'll show you here. Do do boo 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 doo boo 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 do 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 boo do boo do 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 do. Boo 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 doo 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 doo. Love songs. Boo 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 boo. Yeah, earlier in the stream, I had a literal kid in here, so I had to stop swearing for a while, and it was hard to do because I'm so used to just fucking cursing up a storm. You know what? Some of these weapons I could just send to my like this. This will go ahead to my bank. This can go to my bank. This can go to my bank. This. Wait. Yeah, that can go to my bank. That cannot, though, because I might actually throw that back on. Love song, so sick of be doo boo doo boo doo boo doo doo. So sick to be. Give me un momento though, and I'll fucking hook it up here, buddy. Do do boo do boo do boo do boo do 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 do. Element affinity on use grants 20% to element damage dealt by 25% for 10 seconds. Okay. So I think this is my new. You know, there's a lot of girls out there on Melrose, right? Oh God, I need a pee so bad, dude. Oh wait, you know what, happy guy? When I get back, I'll tell you how the job interview went. I'll let you know. All right, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'll be literally right back. Sorry for the delay, guys. I will be right back. I promise. All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I have nobody of my own. Oh, so lonely. I am so lonely. I have nobody of my own. Oh, Mr. Lonely.
Out at a body of water for hours. The sounds of the water rippling or
All
lapping on the
right.
shore is beyond soothing.
Here's the comedy. I hope you're ready.
And she'd be in there watching like novellas with a scale, a bag of coke, a gun, and a motherfucking chihuahua. You understand? Who fucking has a chihuahua for protection?
Oh, good shit. I found some.
On this show, here's what happens. It's a bunch of comics telling true stories, and that's all it is. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Joey Diaz.
You know, when I was a kid, my mom had a bar and she was popular, so she had a lot of like girls that hung out with like hot girls. But there was this one chick that
Hey,
she used
yo,
to
what's up, buddy?
be kind of tight with. I couldn't fucking understand the friendship. Like they would be on the phone all day. They would talk 5 times a day. My mother was in the city. She would stop by her house. And then as I got older, I got the backstory that they knew each other in Cuba. And then this lady's name was Z. That's what we're gonna call her for this fucking story. Because the names have changed to protect the innocent, all that shit. So they came from Cuba, and Z married some dude and went to Chicago. My mom opted and went to New York, and like 6 months into the marriage, the guy was beating the hell out of Z, and my mom and my dad drove down there and saved her in the middle of the night, took her to New York, and she was indebted to him, and this is like 1960. And, you know, as long as I remember, my mom used to go there, and I like going over to where she lived, because she went on to become a huge drug dealer in New York, right? On 113th and 5th Avenue in the mouth of Spanish motherfucking Harlem, right? And it was scary. It was like The Walking Dead. You see like Puerto Ricans walking around, people fucking nodding on the sidewalks. It was just amazing as a little kid to see this. Fuck the circus and the zoo. These are real fucking animals, like hanging there, laying in their own puke and shit. It's fucking tremendous. So I like going there too, because she always give me like a 20 or a 50. As young as I was, she always dropped, and she always did a blast of coke, no matter where the fuck she was. You understand me? So I would go over there, she'd pick me up, kiss me, and then go in her bra, do a line, and ask me how school was. And she went to my first communion. She did a bump kneeling down in the fucking thing. She don't give a fuck. That's a real crazy lady. Not one of these ladies with a tattoo and a hat with a feather. I'm so crazy. No, you're not, all right? No, you're not. You go to yoga at Studio City. You ain't that fucking crazy, all right? Fucking crazy. Go to yoga in Compton, bitch, and then we'll talk. So, go into her house, guys. She lived on the second floor of a bodega, and this is the mid-'70s. You know, you knocked on Z's door, and a black guy opened the door, and he'd point you to the back. And I knew I would run to the back, and she lived she had like maybe 3 rooms, you know, like a living room, but where she sold coke out of and heroin was this little room that had like beads in the front, like, you know, you opened it up and shit. And she'd be in there watching like novellas with a scale, a bag of coke, a gun, and a motherfucking chihuahua. You understand? Who fucking has a chihuahua for protection? And she was dark Cuban, so she had big tits and an ass. Like, she was good looking, but she had blonde hair. It was tight. 30 years before Little Kim. I mean, she was way ahead of her.
Yo.
Finally, like in the 8th or 9th grade, I figured out, you know, they were just good friends. They spoke all the time. Then my mom died. And she was the first phone call I made. And she was the first one there, you know. She made all the funeral arrangements. You motherfuckers been to regular viewings with Gentiles where they sit around and cry and it's like, oh, he was such a great man. That's great. That's great. Then there's Irish fucking wakes where people are drinking and cursing, but then there's Cuban wakes. That makes an Irish wake look like a fucking daycare, okay? They drink 24, and it's open 24 hours. 24 hours, funeral parlor. And anything goes. People are doing lines, people are arguing, people playing dominoes, people playing fucking dominoes at my mother's fucking wake, okay? And the first night I hear this commotion, and I go in the hallways. Z had the funeral director by the throat because she put the wrong dress on my mother. That is a fucking friend, motherfuckers, right? Like, even, because anybody could be a fucking friend when you're alive. But to fucking be at your funeral smacking motherfuckers, right? That's a friend, right? That's a fucking friend, you know? And she was checking people, like, hey, fuck you. You didn't like her, and she didn't fucking like you. Get out. She was checking people, you know? And all these people in there, oh, we loved Denora and all this shit. You didn't hear shit from this lady. You didn't hear a word. There was no fakeness out of her. Right there, I learned what fake was and what real it was. At that early age, I learned it. I saw it. Like, people come up to me, oh my God, if you
I'll be
need
right back,
anything,
happy guy. I'm going to
to
continue the comedy shit going, but I won't be talking for a
I
minute.
saw right there, and I decided, oh my God, that's what a fake person is. I loved your mother. Oh God, take me. All that shit. You know, the whole fucking 4 days of the wake, Z didn't say shit. She would every once in a while just sit in the back and just take a little bump out of her bra and look at me and go, and she would just watch what was going on. Even, and she was such a woman, like, men would be having conversation. I'm not talking about regular fucking guys. I'm talking about Latin, old school, machismo motherfuckers. And she would go tell them shit, like, shut the fuck up. Like, even they were scared of her. And I observed all this, like, how she had taken over from my mother. And then the last night, my mom got buried on a Monday. And that Sunday, I went outside to smoke a joint, whatever the fuck you go outside of a wake for, to get air. And when I came back, she was alone with my mother. It was the first time they were alone together. And she was kneeling down. And that's why I got it. She was petting her hair. And she was telling her how beautiful she was. And how the world wasn't going to be the same without her. And how she was going to miss her. She was her sister. And it was just fucking mind-boggling. And then she said, and she turned, like she knew I was there, and she goes, I'm going to take care of that motherfucker. I'm going to take care of him, I'm going to watch over him, and I'm going to make sure he grows up to be a fucking man. And I saw the meaning of friendship right there when Z was petting her fucking hair and doing bumps. She did a fucking bump right there, right? She did a bump looking at the casket. She's like, I'd give you one, but what's the difference at this point? But then it was after that. She stuck to her fucking word. Every Sunday, she'd come over from Long Island and meet me at Weehawken Cemetery. And she'd bring a bottle of Dewar's, flowers, and she'd pour the bottle of Dewar's out and tell my mother how much she loved her and she missed her. And she'd do some bumps. And by that time, I was doing coke. And she would, like, do bumps into the spirit. Here's a couple for you. And I'd be like, no, give them fucking things to me. You're gonna fucking throw them on the grass. It's $20 a fucking blast there. $20, $20, $20. Stop it already. Give it to me. So this went on. She took care of me, guys, from 79 till 83 till I got out of high school. Every fucking Sunday, 200 fucking beans. And she'd bring me weed, a little $5 nickel bag from the city. And then in 83, I moved to Colorado, and, you know, I got into craziness and shit. But I always called her twice a week. I would send her pictures, you know. And then I moved back to Jersey, and by that time I was a fucking lunatic, you know, and cocaine had absorbed me and stuff. And I kept in touch with her, and I would go into the city once a week and take her for a Cuban sandwich. There was a place on 118th Street we walked. And I went to Miami, and I found some friends of hers, and I beat them for like a half a kilo. And I just felt fucking bad. You know how it is, dog. One bump leads into another. Next thing you know, you're having a party. Next thing you know, you did 6 ounces of blow. It's a fucking nightmare, you know what I'm saying? And there's no rehabs, there's no hugs, you know. They don't give a fuck, you know, that's it. So I felt embarrassed. When I came back from Miami and I'd fucked these people over, I felt embarrassed, so I didn't call her. I didn't call her for like 5 months. And in January of '85, I finally got a little sober, and I called her one day, and I go, Z, what's going on? And she's like, where the fuck have you been? She goes, you haven't called me in like 5 months. She goes, the cops raided me. They took everything. She goes, my leg broke, and there was nobody here for me. And I felt fucking terrible. I let my mother down. I let myself down. I let Z down. And I was at a payphone, and I just dropped the fucking payphone. It was like a kick in my stomach, like she had just said, you know, where the fuck were you for me? For all those years I was there for you, and you just disappeared on me. And I just felt terrible, and I walked away from the payphone. I didn't call her for about a week or two, and then I finally called, and the phone was disconnected. And I went over to the bodega a few times, and they told me that she got busted, and they closed the apartment, and I never talked to her again. And I felt like shit, and I live with that today. And that was 1985, you know, and I thought about it, and I digested it, and I swore to God that if I ever had a chance to be a friend to somebody, because you don't need 20 friends, you just need 3 motherfuckers, and you could take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers, and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished, because we got each other. And you know, listen, man. Like Ari's my fucking Goomba to the end. He might be a Jew or whatever, and I'm Cuban, but that's my fucking Goomba, and he knows that's why I'm here. Not because whatever, but, you know, I promised that I would be a friend to people, and I would live and die for them. And, you know, when I look at people now, I always look at people sometimes, and I go, how's that motherfucker gonna feel when I die? Is he gonna be talking shit at my funeral? Or is he gonna squeeze my daughter and come see her every week and give her a toy? You know, and that's how I have to look at people. That's how I was raised, you know? And I always live with that guilt of not doing something for my friend. And then in 2007, I got off the blow. I quit doing cocaine. Don't ask, you know, don't clap. Nobody's supposed to do it anyway, you know? People are like, I'm off drugs. You're an asshole. You're not supposed to do drugs anyway, okay? Don't fucking break your arm tapping yourself in the back, asshole. So, right or wrong, these motherfuckers walk around with their water. I'm sober now. Who gives a fuck? You know, 2 months ago you were sucking dick for rock at the Roxy. Now I gotta fucking shake your hand. Fuck you. These motherfuckers don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I got off coke. I had been off coke like 4 days. And that was tough for me. I used to go like 18 hours. I'm like, ooh. That's a long fucking time, you know? I was clean for 4 days, and a dear friend of mine died. She was a comedian, died of cancer. And there was this one producer that used to mess with us all the time here in LA. He would have these festivals and tell us that he was gonna book us, and then decide, oh, no, I'm not hiring dirty comics this year. Why would you have to work so dirty? He'd make us feel bad about being dirty comics. We was just expressing who the fuck we were, you know what I'm saying? So, I saw him then. He had messed with me and Marilyn a couple times, and I saw him at the church. Right, I saw him at the church, but it was 10 o'clock. I was a little on the stone side. I said, I might as well not say nothing. You know, sometimes you do a bong hit before church just to calm your nerves. You know, sometimes just 1.5, just to, you know, just to loosen you up before church. And, because church sucks without a bong hit. Trust me, that's why it sucked as a kid. Once you start doing bong hits, church ain't that bad. It's a fucking hour, people shake hands, they give you a cookie, you know, everybody, peace be with you, you know what I'm saying? Right or wrong? Peace be with you, brother, peace be with you, peace be with you. So, that night they had a memorial at a comedy club, and when I walk into the memorial, well, they had free food at the memorial, like this, like they buried it that day, but they had like a microphone, they had a picture where you're gonna go up and say words, then they had free food. When I walk in, guess who's eating the fucking free motherfucking food? That motherfucking producer. Now, by that time, it's after 8 o'clock, the cocaine addiction is growing, I'm getting madder by the minute, I'm Cuban, it's just developing, right? And they come over to me, they go, listen, we did a memorial, can you go up on stage first? And I'm like, absolutely, and I'll get my words over and I'll get the fuck out of here. So I go home and go to sleep before I choke this motherfucker too, right? So they said, Joe, come into the stage, Joey Diaz, I go on stage, people, you know me. I talk for like a minute, and this motherfucker's over there with that smile on his face. You know when somebody's got like that smile on their fucking face? And in the middle of my memorial, I just stopped. And I go, I don't know what the fuck you're smiling about, motherfucker, you know? But I tell you what, I'm gonna go get a drink, and when I get back, you, your wife, and that fucking attorney better get the fuck out of here, because I'm gonna fuck you motherfuckers up. And I was serious, Jack. I was fucking serious. Like, I was done. Like, 7 days on a line of coke. This motherfucker, this is my out. I'll beat him up. And then fucking they'll throw me in county jail for 30 days. By the time I get out, I'll be clean and sober. I mean, that was my fucking... That's how you gotta think when you're fucking addicted, how I was, you know? But I was really pissed about what this motherfucker had done to me and to Marilyn, and how he had the balls to show up at this fucking wake with that smile on his fucking face. And as I went to the drink and I came back in and him and his fucking family were gone, when I walked to my car, I thought about one thing. That I'm through. I did what I had to do without even knowing it. I stuck up for one of my friends who had died. And that night I became that much better as a human fucking being. I made my peace with Z, I made my peace with my mother, and most importantly, I made my peace with myself. And that's my story about that. She takes the fucking dish and breaks it and says 7 days, Giesel. On the way home, I'm like, that bitch got a big spread to cover. Holy shit!
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm your host, Ari Shafir, and today all the stories are about karma. He is one of the best comedians in the world, one of the best storytellers in the world. You know him from his podcast, The Church of What's Happening Now. One of my best friends in the world, Mr. Joey Coco Diaz.
You know, it's not the fucking most popular thing to be anymore. You know, so I was always ashamed of my Catholicism and shit. And then I'm Cuban. When you're Cuban, you have a little Santeria and shit. You have like an aunt that cuts chickens and shit on the weekends and puts spells on them. You don't tell nobody about it, so I never told nobody about it. Then I watched that fucking documentary on Scientology, right? And I'm like, here's a bunch of rich, white, intelligent people waiting for a fucking Martian, you know? At least Santeria is from Africa. I mean, seriously, when I saw the fucking Scientology thing, I'm like, what the fuck? They're nice, intelligent white people waiting for a fucking Martian wearing a Navy suit, saluting each other and shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got everything going for you, dumb motherfuckers. And these people are around us. They're all around us. I am a Scientologist. Get the fuck away from me. Waiting for a fucking Martian. And that's right, I fucking said, I don't give a fuck. I got 1 foot in the grave, 1 in a banana peel. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? I'm not gonna be in a Travolta movie? Fuck him. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them, Scientology. There's like 3 of yous here. Suck my dick, too. I don't give a fuck about you dumb motherfuckers. Living in a fucking rocket ship. Rich white people. They got 1 black guy in the fucking thing. And if you're Jewish and you converted to fucking Scientology, I hope Moses fucks you in hell. You dumb motherfuckers. You're the strongest race. Fucking killed Jesus, and now they're hanging out up there. Fucking, you know, with these idiots up there. You fucking momos, have some soul. Fucking jerk-offs. I get emotional about Scientologists, I'm sorry. Now, if you're a Scientologist, I got a story for you that'll make you fucking convert to Santeria by the end of the fucking night, all right? When I was a kid, my mother had a bar in Union City. I was a little kid, and I'd see cops come in to take their weekly bribes. There was a patrol guy, a beat guy, that in a suit that would always come in, Chino, nice guy, I would always talk to him, always get a drink and be very polite. My mother would just slip him an envelope on the bar. And then there was a detective that would come in once a week. He'd have a drink, bust my mother's balls about Cuban food, you know, but they were nice guys, you know. And I asked my mom one day, I go, what do you pay these fucking humps for? And she said, because when they break my window, we have a stabbing here, they come here first and they cover it up. That's how it's a cost of doing business. So I didn't know. They weren't dirty cops. These guys were family guys. They were great guys. This went on when I was about 12. I went into the bar one afternoon after school, and there was this fucking long-haired, dirty-looking motherfucker, you know, yelling at my mother, and he was an undercover cop, and he was a Cuban guy. And I could hear him talking to my mom in Spanish with another Cuban guy, like, we want fucking money every week. You know, we come back in a week, we better get our fucking money. We're gonna put all you fucking Cubans in jail. And about a week later, I was there again, and this douchebag comes in again, and he's talking to my mom. But my mom the whole time is smiling. Let me tell you motherfuckers something. Pre-revolution Cuba, before 1959, those motherfuckers are tough. Tough! Batista made Fidel look like a daycare center. Batista didn't fuck around. Those Cubans are fucking tough. My mother was tough, and my mother would go off on you. But this day, she was just smiling. But I could tell it bothered my mom. These Cubans in Union City, that was the second biggest Cuban community, so we had a bunch of bars. We had a Brindi, a Café La Tita, we had Club 38. Listen to this straight up. Club 38, his name was Willie Vandy. This guy was the grandson to the guy in Godfather 2 that they took the senator to see in Cuba. They had the chick tied up, and the guy had a big dick, remember, with a mask and a top hat? This was his grandson, and he had a big dick too. I swear to God, I was like 12. I went over there with my dad one night. I saw his dick. I got all dizzy and shit. It was fucking huge. They had this immigrant chick tied up, and he was just smacking with a dick and shit. A little black Cuban dude with a top hat fucking playing a conga. It was fucking tremendous, right? I'm like, holy shit. That guy's dick was fucking big, and he was white to the fucking floor, this guy. It looked like a fucking tail. This was amazing. So, these fucking Cubans, one day I get to my mother's bar and all these Cubans in there talking like, this fucking Cuban guy gotta go. This guy's gotta go, right? And I'm making believe like I don't hear shit. You know, these Cubans were selling a little bit of drugs, they were booking. So this guy wanted their action. You know, they already paid a vig and these guys wanted their action. So one night my mom, there was this Puerto Rican family on 26th Street that I used to shoot hoops with. Their mom was a little straight-laced Puerto Rican chick, didn't drink, didn't curse. But once a month, she'd pass this fucking spirit, a dead African fucking maid or something, right? Oh, it was tremendous. It was like The Walking Dead, and she'd fucking drink a bottle of 151 and spit it out and blow it on candles and shit and fires and shit. When you're a kid, that shit's tremendous. You're giggling and shit. This bitch ain't dead, right? So this chick's in her fucking trance, and I'm giggling with her kids, and she looks at my mom. She comes over to my mom, and she goes, what's going on with you? Somebody's giving you a hard time. She turns around, she gets a white dish, and she gets a fucking candle, and she goes like this under the fucking dish. Then she throws the candle, that blows up like a fucking magic trick and shit. She turns the dish around. It was like an image, like the ones that on tortilla, you know, when fucking Jesus shows up in Mexico. But it was on a plate, and it was like an image, and she goes, is this the guy that's bothering you? Out of nowhere. I shit my fucking pants. I'm like... She takes the fucking dish and breaks it and says 7 days, guiso. On the way home, I'm like, that bitch got a big spread to cover. Holy shit. I don't say nothing. I wasn't allowed to talk about that shit with my little fucking Italian friends or nothing. So about a week later, I go to grammar school. I get in there. I was going to school in North Bergen, which is a complete different jurisdiction. And I see the teachers talking about, and I hear them talking about bullets. But you know some of these body language, you knew something happened. I go to class. I get out of class. I get my bicycle. I ride up to my mom's bar. The fuking Cubans are in there doing blasts. These were when Cubans did real coke out of aluminum foil. Fuck the grinder. They would just put fucking rocks in their nose and shit. I'd have to tell my mom, wipe your nose. They're all up there fucking celebrating, clinking, glad. I go, what happened? They go, that fucking cop got killed last night. There was this taxi cab company. They sold coke, Rapido taxis, the Cubans. Rapido means quick, you know what I'm saying? And they never had no customers. They just flew around the fucking town. So he went down there to make a collection like midnight, and they got him and his partner. They shot the fuck out of that motherfucker. Shot him. And the partner's still alive. He got stuck in the car. He says he couldn't get out, but they got him with buckshot. So the fucking guy, they chopped him in half with the bullets. I fucking got on my bicycle. I went up to this before CSI. There was a brick wall just fucking blown apart with bullets. The shell casings were everywhere. They fucked this motherfucker up. And I was like, I gotta pay attention to that motherfucking lady more often. Because that bitch got magic powers, Jack. I forget about this story. I move on with my life. 1,000 things happen. I go to jail, I come out. I go to apply for a fucking job at a Honda dealership in Boulder, Colorado. They go, a couple of people got interviewed, but one of them is Cuban. And, you know, he's gonna come in a little while. He comes in, we start talking. I go, so where are you from, Miami or Union City? He goes, we used to be from Union City. My dad was a cop and he got shot there 20 years ago. And all of a sudden I got dizzy like I saw Willie's dick all over again. And I got the fuck out of there. I ain't working with this kiss of death, and that's the story. Thank you very much, guys. And he pulled out a fucking gun. And he goes, listen, motherfucker, don't you ever call me Martin the Fag. Unless I suck your dick or you suck my dick. You don't ever call me Martin the Fag, or I'll put a bullet in you.
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm Ari Shaffir, and tonight the topic is Bloodline. He is one of the best comedians in the world, one of the best storytellers in the world. You know him from his podcast, The Church of What's Happening Now. One of my best friends in the world, Mr. Joey Coco Diaz.
It's so funny like that. You know, Santeria was big to me, and I tell you something, like, you look at me like I didn't cut chicken heads and shit. It was a beautiful religion. The lady who taught it to me, when we came from Cuba, my dad died. My mom took me up to 148th. She was a dark Cuban, real pretty, an African Cuban woman, and she would throw cards, and she would read me little things, and she always read me scriptures. She got me because she had a fucking collie. She had like a lassie dog. That's how she'd suck me in and shit. I'd go up there to play with the lassie, and then she'd cut chicken heads and put spells on me and shit. But I love this motherfucker. I would go up there. That's where I saw my first dead body on Riverside Highway there. They had a piece of plywood. I was like 6. I went up there, and the kids from the neighborhood. And I lived on the west side at that time, you know, with little like fucking, you know, nice kids. These kids were fucking dirty and shit, so I like going up there because, and then I'd hang out with my godmother, you know. And my godmother just taught me a lot of things. She always taught me to not hang out in corners because I was like a sponge, and I'd pick up bad energies. And she told me to get a box when I was like 7. And she goes, I want you to put everything that means something to you as you're growing up. You don't have to tell your mom, you don't have to tell nobody. Like your first lock of hair, she wants me to put my boots in there, my birth certificate, any trophies I had, my mom and dad's wedding picture. She just kept telling me, put little things in there. And every once in a while, when you get angry, I want you to go pray to that box. Just go over and say Our Father and just look at the box and look at everything, because that means you'll never get lost. And I would do that. I really believed in what she was saying. And I filled up this box, and once a week I'd go upstairs. Even as I got old, I'd smoke pot and blow smoke into the box and read shit. You know, but my mom had a bar growing up, right? And I told you guys, my mom had a fucking hot bar with cool Cuban dudes. And one of the dudes that hang out in there, his name was Madinga Maricon. That means Martin the Fag, right? You can't say the word fag, PC people, so we'll call him Martin the Gay Guy for this story. You know, when I was a kid, I met Martin when I was like 6. I didn't know what to think of him. When you're 6 and you're a young man, and then somebody says a man is gay, I didn't know, I couldn't fathom it in my mind. I just knew he wasn't like everybody else. I didn't even know. He was a tough guy, you know, he was a good-looking dude. He was a seamstress in the daytime for a play, but at night he sold coke in the city to all CBGBs and shit. This is like the fucking mid-70s. This guy, he would fucking pop in front of me and snort those poppers and shit. I didn't know how to feel about Martin until one day we were at the bar in the afternoon and I was playing pinball behind him, like 10 feet from him, and some guy goes, "Look who it is, Martin the Fag," and he pulled out a fucking gun. And he goes, "Listen, motherfucker, don't you ever call me Martin the Fag. Unless I suck your dick or you suck my dick, you don't ever call me Martin the Fag. I'll put a bullet in you." But I was in direct fire with them. So my mother's yelling, "Martin, Coco's here." And he's like, "Fuck Coco. Coco needs to see this. This is called respect." Listen, the next day I almost sucked his dick. Do you understand me? I never saw nobody pull a gun on nobody. Never mind threaten him and hold the gun all the way up. He just fucking pointed it at him. And he goes, "I'll fucking get you later." And 2 days later, he came to my door and he apologized. I'm like, "Martin, you're my fucking Charles Bronson." Nobody's ever pulled the gun on nobody. And you know, this guy was he was a man that his sexual preference was other men. You know, but I'm gonna tell you something, because I know there's some gay people here tonight. He opened the door for you motherfuckers. Because that guy used to get beat up every fucking night in the city. And he'd fight to the fucking death, that guy. I'd see him the next day with black eyes, snorting poppers and shit. You know, that guy was a real motherfucking gay guy. I loved Martin with all my fucking life. I would see Martin, I'd take him to movies with me. My mom would pull me aside. "Be careful with Martin. Be careful, I don't want to hear no fucking stories." But I love Martin. I didn't care. I didn't fucking care. At that age, I was tight with Martin. I'd go to Martin's house. He'd tell me about the bands he saw. He saw the Clash, the Police. He used to tell me about all this fucking music, and I loved Martin. So my mom died, and I had that fucking box. But I moved in with this Italian family. I couldn't bring my Santeria box with these fucking savages, so... I left a box with Martin the Fag, and I would go to his house once a week and pray. And Martin was into Santeria also, and he'd talk to me. But one night I'm there, when I'm like in 1981, 82, and I'm looking at this box, and it's got some cocaine, and I take a few bumps out of it, and it's tremendous cocaine. It was off the hook. You know, all those years, I didn't talk to Martin about coke. And even now that I was doing coke, I wouldn't tell Martin. I was too ashamed. But I went over there, and I looked in the box, and he had a big bag of blow. So like a month later, I robbed Martin. My stupidity, I robbed him. Like, just like a jerk off that I was, it's 18 or 19. I robbed Martin, but I left my box in there. So this was 1982. In 85, I left Jersey, and I didn't talk to Martin. But let me tell you how bad of a bum Martin was. Martin knew that I visited my mom's grave, and he would leave me little notes. "I'm gonna fucking kill you, cocksucker." Until my father found one of the notes, and then he went off on Martin. He goes, "What's going on between you and Martin?" He won't tell me. Nobody would. Martin kept it to himself. It was between him and me. I always loved Martin. I just fucked up. Listen, I sold my soul for coke. I stole the fucking guy's coke, and I left my box there. So in 1985, I go to 148th Street to cop weed, and I go, "Let me go see if my godmother's home," because I'm going to Colorado tomorrow. I go upstairs to see my godmother. And she's talking to me, she goes, "You still go pray and see the box?" I go, "I haven't fucking seen the box, Martin and me." And she goes, "What the fuck are you talking about? I told you not to leave the fucking box over there, to bring it over here." And she tells me, she goes, "Are you doing cocaine?" I lied to her. I go, "Never." And she goes, "You're not supposed to do cocaine. It's in your fucking numbers. And listen, don't do business with 3 people, because 2 of them will corner up on you and you'll get fucked up." Sure enough, I got arrested for fucking kidnapping with 3 fucking guys. Anyway, that's a complete different fucking situation. But I never saw her again. I went to Colorado, and I didn't come back to New York till 91. I went looking for that fucking box, and Martin had long gone. My godmother had long gone. I was lost, guys. I didn't know. And deep down inside, I knew I'd sold myself. So in 2013, I got a Twitter message to do a story about Santeria in England. And I do the story for this blog site in England. About a year later, do you know, I wake up one morning, there's a tweet, and it says, "Hi, my name is Miriam," whatever my name is. "We have your box. I'm married to your godmother's son. She passed away and left us your box." I flew to Miami a month later. I picked up my fucking box. Everything was in there. My hair curls, my baby shoes, my fucking trophies, my mom's pictures, my saints. And I got my soul back. I got my fucking soul back. Not too many people could ever get their fucking soul. So, that's my story. Thank you very much, guys. fuck. And I know. A lot of you motherfuckers like, Joey, you can't hit a woman. She's a fucking nun. Big fucking difference, okay? Big fucking difference.
Best friends in the world. You guys will love him. He's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Diaz.
I got a 3-year-old, you know, and I look at her. She's beautiful. I look at her and I'm like, you know, when she gets older, I don't think I'll have the heart to fucking smack her to discipline her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I throw like a sneaker at the cat from time to time and shit like that. When I look at my daughter, I don't have the heart. Like, I look at her, I could probably punish her and send her to a room, but can I fucking hit her? Nah. Like, I don't think I have the balls to do it. But they always say that if you grew up in a house that you got fucked up at, that you'll probably have a house that you fuck people up at, you know, like if you're a parent. And I'll tell you what, I grew up in the 70s. My mom fucked me up, okay? My mom fucked me up. Not like fuck, it was a controlled beating, okay? Let's get this shit straight. Everybody in this room got a controlled beating at one time. That means you're not gonna fucking die, okay? You're gonna get a couple punches to the head, you'll go down, and in 2 days you get a doll. No big fucking deal. That's a controlled fucking beating, all right? You're not gonna die, you know? And when I was a kid, you know, I used to bust my mom's balls, and, you know, she's Cuban, and, you know, a single mom, and she would lose her temper from time to time. And, you know, you get like, my mom would hit me with like the straight punch to the head, the fucking overhead right. In Spanish, it's called un avión. It means a fucking airplane. And then they had like different names to them. Then they have like the fucking el galletazo. That's the bit slap. You know, that's the Stockton slap, right? And then my mom had the backhand, the tapaboca. That's just to throw you off, to open you. Yeah. It opens you up for a sidekick to the body, right? That's what that does. You're like, ah! You know, so you get kicked and shit. So I took a beat. Listen, my mom threw a beat on me one time on 86th Street. When I was like 6, I wouldn't get off a mule in front of 8. There's a bank on 86th and Broadway, and there was a mule, some fucking dude with a mule, and you give him like $3, and he put a cowboy hat on you and let you get on the fucking mule with a vest and shit. And I wouldn't get off the mule. My mother beat the fuck out of me with the purse. That was a good one, like a live appearance type beat. You don't get those. But that was it. Like, as I got old, I never really got hit. My mom was single. My mom would always tell me, don't ever let nobody touch your face. A real man doesn't let nobody touch their face. Don't let nobody fucking touch your face. So, being Cuban, I was also Catholic. So my mom would scare me with the nuns. She'd go, you fuck up, I'm gonna send you to school and those nuns will fuck you up. Well, after torturing my mom for a few years, she said, fuck it. I'm putting you in Catholic school. I'll let the nuns deal with you. And I think my mom knew the nuns were gonna fuck me up. She just didn't want to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, they're gonna fuck you up, but I don't want to know about it. So it was one of those schools, Sacred Heart School for boys. You went on Sunday and you came home on Thursdays. And the nuns were complete fucking douchebags. I mean, complete douchebags. And I'm not lying, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. It's the truth, they were fucking, I think about it now, 30 years later, and it really was mild abuse. It was very mild. I could have dialed 911 on those bitches, but, you know, nobody would have listened to my cries. You understand me? They say nuns don't whatever, so there was this one nun, Sister Anna, there was Sister Marie, there was Sister Hyacinth, and there was Sister, Sister Patricia. Sister fucking Hyacinth was the most evil person that ever walked the fucking face of the earth. They didn't hit me at that school because I was a bad person. They used to hit me because I didn't like milk. Till this fucking day. Listen, till this day I fucking hate milk, okay? I'm not allergic to it. I just don't fucking like it. That's it. A milkshake, completely fucking different. I'll drink 10 of those motherfuckers. But milk plain out of a bottle, I don't like that shit. It smells like dick. I don't fucking like it. That's it. I never fucking liked it. I don't like broccoli then, I don't like it now. I don't give a fuck, I don't like it. But they would abuse me. If I didn't drink the milk, they'd put it on my head and then bitch slap me like 3 fucking times. And then when I went down, she hit me with the tray of food. These people were fucking savages. And this one fucking nun, Sister Hyson, she's New Jersey. She looked just like Governor Christie, all fucked up. She was like 5'2", 310. The bitch didn't fuck around. And if you look at a nun, they have a fucking ring of Jesus. They're married to Jesus. And before she'd hit you, she'd turn it around. And that's how they fucking cut you and shit like that. No, these nuns don't fuck around, guys. This is real old school fucking Catholicism. And no, I wasn't molested. I was an ugly kid that didn't fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you. I was an altar boy, but I never hung out. Fuck you. I don't want to play cards, and I don't want no hard ice cream, cocksucker. I'm a Carvel motherfucker anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Carvel motherfucker. Fuck that hard ice cream, bitch. Fuck you think you're dealing with? I got morals, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm in the fucking 5th grade. I've been there for like 3 years. Not in the fucking 5th grade. Like I've been at the school for fucking 3 years. I started in the 3rd grade and I stayed there to the 5th. But there was a reason why. And I didn't know. I didn't know until I was like 30. I wanted to make my confirmation. I'm like, why am I making my confirmation at 30? And I remembered this story. This is why. Because in the 5th grade, I couldn't take it no more. Now, my dad died when I was 3, so my mom at the time put me in kung fu, like karate with the brothers, these black motherfuckers on 90th Street, and they would teach you like ghetto karate, like fucking judo and shit. I was out of my mind. Between that and Bruce Lee, I was ready to kill a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And Bruce Lee
don't want
died,
no
and I was all
fucking
fucked up
hard
in the head.
ice
My
cream.
dad had died, and between the pain and the fucking low self-esteem and the anger, I was boiling inside. And one day I'm in the fucking Catholic school. There are these 2 little twins, they're like half momos, Raphael and Nino, you know what I'm saying? They're fucking crying. I'm like, what are you crying for? They go, Sister Hyson, my mommy's having a baby, and Sister Hyson won't let us call the hospital. I'm like, you know, not for nothing. Jesus don't pay for your fucking lights. Your mom and dad, get up, just go call your fucking mom. It's an emergency. And the nun, Sister Hyson, heard this. And she goes, really, all 3 of you, go outside and wait. Now, when the nun told you to wait outside the class, that means you were getting the fucking beaten. Like, you're getting the shit knocked out of you, right? So the bell rings. She comes out and she goes, so what did you 3 guys, what were you talking about? And there were the 2 twins. She took the one twin first, smacked the fuck out of him like 15 times. He went down. She went to grab me, and I'm like, I looked at the twin, I'm like, that's your brother, get in there, motherfucker, right? Why am I fighting for you? Get in there, you fuck! She grabbed him, fucked his world up, and then she grabbed me and started bitch slapping me. But I kept thinking about my mom. I got sick and tired of this motherfucker hitting me every time I wouldn't drink my milk. And I was about to snap, so I put my hands up. And she's biting her tongue. I'll never forget this going, put your hands down, put your hands down. I'm like, fuck you, you gotta work for it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't putting shit down. She's hitting me in the fucking temple. This bitch is fucking me up. So finally she goes, you're not gonna put your hands down, get in the utility closet. That's basically where they fucking killed you, right there. They just fucking killed you. Then they called your mother and said he died of a pneumonia. And that was it. Creepy motherfuckers, those Catholics. I'm telling you right now, I look behind the curtain, they're creepy motherfuckers. So she says, get in the utility closet. That's where they had like the books and the fucking protractors and all that shit. So we get in there, and she fucking doesn't even slam the door, guys. She just fucking japs me right in the fucking mouth like a tapabocca, and I feel the blood, but I put my hands up, and she's like, don't you ever tell me. And she's just smacking me, guys. She's just going at it. Bam, bam. And she had elbows. She had kicks. This is way before UFC Unleashed. This bitch is going off. She's kicking my legs to lower my hands, and she's smacking me. I'll tell you what, guys, I was fucking pissed. I couldn't believe this lady was doing this to me. And at one point, I'm gonna fucking take this bitch out. I'm just gonna take this motherfucker out. I don't give a fuck. But if I go for her, I gotta fucking go for it. Because she's 320, you follow me? I'm like 100 with a crucifix in my pocket. If I go for it, I gotta go for this motherfucker. So finally she's like, put your hands down. I wouldn't put them down, but I started tasting the blood in my mouth, and I started fucking losing it, and something just made me go, I'm gonna go for this motherfucker, but I'm gonna grab her by the ears, and I grabbed her by the veil, because that's where all the magic powers are, right? I Grabbed her by the fucking veil, and I'm like, don't you ever fucking hit me again, you cocksucker. I hate you. And I'm just crying. This is 7 years of anger and pain. I miss my father. What's going on in my house? I just grabbed it. I kept banging her fucking head. I don't give a fuck. You fuck. And I know. A lot of you motherfuckers like, Joey, you can't hit a woman. She's a fucking nun. Big fucking difference, okay? Big fucking difference. She don't suck no cock. They don't take it in the ass. These motherfuckers are angry, all right? They don't eat no pussy. They just walk around with a fucking black suit on. Something's gotta be done. That's fucked up. You gotta eat something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta eat something. You're walking around like somebody died. Yeah. You're a fucking pussy. That's what died. So I got her by the fucking ears now, and I ain't letting go because I know she's gonna fuck my world up. And I'm pounding. Now the black dudes, they taught me judo too. So I went to give her like a hip throw. But she's 320, I couldn't do it. So I just settled on a headlock, and I'm grabbing her by the fucking head, and I'm squeezing it. She's going, you're gonna go to hell. And I'm like, so the fuck are you, motherfucker? And I'm squeezing her fucking head. Fuck you. And like it was a little mafia kid. Thank God for fucking Italian people. Thank God for fucking Italian people. They don't give a fuck about the rules or nothing. This guy's like, what's going on? I go, this bitch tried to kill me. And he's like, fuck this bitch. He took her arm and he twisted this motherfucker. I got in a headlock. This little 8-year-old's twisting the fucking arm. And she's like, ah! And we don't give a fuck. Other nuns are around. But let me tell you what happened. Now the door was open. There's a bunch of kids. And they're yelling, Coke, go, Coke, go, Coke, go. Now I gotta kill her, you understand me? There ain't no turning fucking back.
This is one of the best ones where he beats the shit out of the nun. This one's fucking hilarious, dude.
So we take her out of the utility closet. They're yelling, call the police. I'm like, call the police. I'm fucking bleeding. I don't give a fuck. Call the cops. We're twisting. The other kids are coming over. They're kicking her and shit. It's like Puerto Ricans too. They don't give a fuck either. It's a couple Roberto Clemente motherfuckers kicking her and shit. Ha 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 ha. So I don't know nothing. I don't fucking know nothing. When I call the police, the kids are clapping. It's fucking crazy. We're taking over the whole fucking hallway. And I go, fuck it. Let's call my mother. So we dragged this nun in a half-arm bar and a headlock, and we took her shoes off. I don't know why till today. She had no big fucking fat feet with no nail polish and shit. We took the feet out from under her and just dragged her. Her head was turning red. And one of the Puerto Ricans called the nun and put it to my ear, and I told my mom, Mima, la monja me dio. That means the nun hit me. Let me tell you something. Kearney, New Jersey is about 22 minutes from Union City, New Jersey. My mother made it in 8 minutes. She shows up with 8 Puerto Ricans and a Santeria priest with a live chicken, you understand? That's when shit goes down, motherfucker. So they finally got me off the fuck. Her hair's fucked up, the veil's off. My mom's telling her, you wanna hit my son? You gotta get fucked in the ass and have your own kid and all this shit. I'm loving it. My mom got my back and shit. So now we're sitting down, people holding on to their heads. The priest in the room, the principal, and they tell my mom, he's out. Him and his other fucking
Take that nun's fucking shoes off, eat her with it, and make her smell her own feet.
Listening to this, she's got half a bag on, she's a little drunk and shit. And she's like, he ain't going fucking nowhere. And they're like, no, he's gotta go. He's out of here. Then I'm like, listen, when I was growing up, there was this Jew bookie in the neighborhood, tremendous. Let me tell you something. Thank God for Jewish people. All right, this motherfucker was a bookie. But in the early 70s, if you beat him for like 2,000 or 3,000, he would show up at your house with $5 bills. And he'd say to you, you want me to pay you? I'll pay you, but I'll give you 500. I'll let it roll till next week. And the next week, he got you. You follow me? So he always had your fucking money. He would just lie to you that he had $500 bills. Who the fuck is a $500 bill? People would believe it. That's an old Jew trick right there. Let me tell you what my... You gotta learn. You gotta fucking learn, cocksuckers. He goes to throw my mom out. My mom goes, listen, he ain't going nowhere, or I want my deposit back in 5s. That's an old Jew trick, too. It blew their mind. 5s? We don't have no fucking 5s till Sunday. Then my fucking son stays, motherfuckers, okay? And they let me graduate, they let me finish out the year, but you know what? A nun never fucking hit me again. That's my story. Thank you very much. I seen like the Virgin Mary, and she was stripping like she was dancing to no quarter. And I woke up from that shit, like, oh, I'll never do heroin again, but I'm lying. I did in New York one time at a gay bar up on the 3rd floor, Ramrod. Fuck it, you gotta take a chance, Columbus did, right?
Welcome to This Is Not Happening presents One Crazy Night. So this is what we do. We're a bunch of comedians tell stories about a similar subject. So this is just one crazy night. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend and yours, Mr. Joey Diaz, everybody.
One more time, Barry, to put this together.
Him and Joe Rogan don't do as much anymore because Joey Coco Diaz now lives
like
in
motherfuckers in here have been all fucked up, right?
Jersey,
and something's always
and Joe Rogan lives in
Like me, it
Texas.
was 30 years of just drugs.
That
And
is literally
those
the only
fucking
reason, but they
JK
still
here,
talk like
we
every
got
day. They're
down,
still like
bitch.
best friends. I think he was on a
So,
podcast
when
recently.
He called me up and he's like, "Hey, I want to do the story." I did like I got high, right? I smoked a joint, right? And I made like a drug tombstone, right? Like acid, you know,
But-
79,
oh my
like
God.
85, and then I
These
did like
Blink Red Hot
Quaaludes,
chips
you
are the
know,
shit.
80 to 87, and you know, THC crystal. And then I did blow for a long time.
But
Towards the end, 2005,
they were
I
living
was
in
fucked up.
California
I really wanted to
before,
quit. I wanted
up
to quit
the
at
road
the
from each
25
other,
year
so
mark. You follow me?
wasn't as
But
much
I
of a
just-
problem.
I couldn't do it. Like once I hit that centennial, I had to fucking do something. But I had too much pride to go to a rehab. There was a rehab
there's
on
thousands of
Hollywood
miles
Boulevard
between
next to Roebeck. I went down there for like a week under an alias. But then they started snooping around. I had to get the fuck
So
out
it's a
of there. right?
situation where
In the old days, you could push
It's
an
just not
alias like a
convenient for
motherfucker.
either of them.
After 9/11, it's
like, it's
tough
not
out there
convenient for him to
Brooklyn.
go down and see Joe Rogan. He doesn't do stand-up as much anymore.
Jose, what? Fuck
He doesn't do tours. I mean, he's pretty much, in a lot of ways, retired. He's a good guy. Joey's fucking hilarious, though, dude.
I've done heroin before, right? Like when I was like 17, I stole this thing with Didi Quintero. This little
You
fucking
never go
crazy
wrong
kid.
with Joey Coco
We
Diaz.
stole like this thing where you put dishes in. It was brand new. The people left it in front of the people's houses. Me and Diddy picked it up and walked 5 blocks to Gunther Brown's house. If you ask me again, I'll knock you down, right? This fucking guy, he was like the neighborhood loan shark. Like if you stole something, he'd buy it from you. So I go over there and I'm like, you know, I want to sell you this. He's like, drop it off and come back in 2 hours. He looked like Tony Iommi. the guitar
That's literally
player,
it,
Black
though. Yeah,
Sabbath.
I mean, they
And he
still
always
talk
answered the
frequently.
door
He
with a
did
robe
start
and
up.
underwear showing like the fucking
He
dude
did
in
start his
Boogie Nights.
podcast back up, though. The Church of What's
He was
Happening Now. He
creepy, but not
canceled that
really, you know
because
what
he was
I'm
moving
saying?
to Jersey.
You had
though.
to take a chance with this motherfucker.
That's literally
right?
the only reason. But the Church of What's Happening Now is
Come
like
back
the
in
best
2
fucking
hours,
pod.
you know,
That was the
man,
podcast I watched.
Right.
The only
I got
podcast I
$60.
watched because he do
Said
like
he's
fucking,
hang out, man. I want to do business.
you
Hang
know,
out with
a
you,
whole
see what
bunch
the
of
cool dude is. So I'm sitting there. He's like, you want to do some
shit.
heroin?
And then
At the time,
Ralphie
I
May was my
right?
favorite one. Whenever Ralphie May was on, they do a whole bunch of shit together.
Tuminol.
And then he'd get Lee
THC
with the
crystal,
Stars of
AKA
Death that were
Gorilla
like fucking
Biscuits,
500
AKA
milligrams to
fucking
1,000 milligrams. And Lee would just be sitting
So,
there
like, fuck it,
like
if you want.
dying,
This
and
time
Joey
I was
would
a
be
fucked
able to
up
still
kid.
talk.
I had no direction.
There's a few
I said,
times where
fuck it,
people
I'll
would
do
come
that heroin,
on
right?
and
I
think
did
that they were
this
like
gag with
normal
this white Chinese
gummies,
fucking heroin.
and they
I had, like,
just
Chinese
they
music
take
in
the
the
gummy and then
background.
not know what's happened to them. I remember hearing a story of a lady who came on. She then walked
I do
through
this thing, all of a sudden, it's like the
through
fucking
Los
room starts
Angeles
spinning,
aimlessly
and I
for like
gotta puke,
hours
and I
after
puke,
that.
and I pass out,
Had
I
to
think I'm
use
dead.
some
But I heard, like,
random person's
no
phone to
quarter.
call her kids to come pick
Like
her
Jimmy
up,
Page, the
and she
live
had to
shit
lay
live
down
in
on
the
the
garden.
floor
That's
of her
how I knew I was
minivan the
alive.
entirety
I
of
got
the
up on my
fucking
hands and
time
knees
on the
and I
ride
sat
home.
with puke on my
That's
face.
how fucked up she
Fucking
got.
Jimmy was blasting at the 5-minute mark. If you listen to that, the song remains the same.
It was fucking
Jimmy
insane.
Page drops it like a fucking soldier. Especially when you're on heroin.
Fucking insane.
The tingles up and down your back, right?
The Church of
And
What's
it was
Happening
on.
Now.
I felt that heroin, the warmth from God. Like,
Best
that's what
fucking
it is.
podcast
Your
ever
balls
existed.
are warm. You want to come. But
Don't
it
get me
don't
wrong,
matter,
Joe
you know what I'm
Rogan's
saying?
was
you wanna
great,
come,
too.
But fuck it, it wouldn't
But
be good
Church-
enough as the warmth you're feeling in your body.
You were
right?
part of the
And I
family.
could see all
You
these,
know, he
like,
tell you,
I wasn't hallucinating, but it was so
wake
warm,
up,
I was feeling
cocksuckers.
like I seen every woman that I ever seen in my
Every
life
day.
make contact with.
I'd
Not
be like,
sex,
this
I
is
was too young for
tremendous.
that. Like I seen the lunch lady there, Mrs. Sabatino.
I remember I'd
I
be
seen the
fucking
lady
working
who
as a
gave me bird,
dishwasher and be like, I gotta make this fucking money. Joey says we do. We gotta make this fucking
I
money.
seen all these bitches in this fucking dream. I seen my mother.
Made money
and I
more
seen,
than
like,
one
the
way,
Virgin
but,
Mary, and that's
Joey
when I
taught
knew
me
I was
that, too.
fucked up. And she was stripping like she was dancing for no quarter. And that's fucked up right there, right? And I had already made my confirmation. I was fucked up right there.
I think at this point in the
as a
night,
Catholic already at that age, right?
since a lot of people on TikTok are only looking
that was
to
it. When I woke up from that
watch
shit,
videos
I
while their
remember again,
person
I'm
next to them is
lying.
asleep,
I did it in the halfway
I
house
don't really
in
get too many
94, right?
viewers, so
New York one time at a
on
gay bar up in
YouTube
the
I
third
like
floor,
to
right,
put
Ron?
on
That's what you do
comedy
when you're up
shit
there.
because
Fucking-
that's what the
you gotta
audience
take a
wants to
chance.
listen
Columbus
to.
did, right?
And I'm more than willing to do that.
That's
Plus,
how
our
you
cousin
know
called
and
me, Paul.
shit. You over there
So
dancing,
I'm
looking at
talking
the
to her
gay
right
dudes.
now. She's telling me about how her apartment's all fucked up while she's trying to move out.
Fucking bananas and shit. Anyway.
I'll say hi for you.
2005. I'm living
She
in
says
Hollywood,
hello.
I'm doing a fucking grammar blow a night sometimes. That was like a bad night. By 8 o'clock every night, I'd be watching TV and I get this pain in my fucking soul. And I get, my bones would hurt. I couldn't hear the TV. Like I wanted to watch something on TV and I couldn't. And I get in my car and I take the ATM. I lived on Schrader and I go all the way to Sunset and fucking Hollywood Rouse. Rock and Roll Rouse. There's an ATM right there. And I swear to my fucking mother's grave, I wouldn't stop for a red light. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. I parked right in front of it, put my hazard lights on, fucking like a doctor. Without a handicap sticker, I don't give a fuck. I take out $60 and right there I called a drug dealer. I had a couple of them. The Armenian only came on the weekends. The black guy was there every night, and the Mexican motherfucker was there like 4 nights a week, depending on what shift he was
Yeah,
working.
she's moving out of
So
her
I knew all
apartment,
that
telling me
shit,
all
shit
about
from
all
the
that
dope
shit
on
and
the
how much of a pain in the
Go home,
ass
do
it
the
is. She
fucking
calls me
garage,
every
go
once in a
upstairs,
while, and
make believe I was shitting and jerk off.
She's
in the
actually
back
called me a
look
few
out the
times
fucking
this
window.
week.
That was the extent of my fucking addiction at the time.
And I'd
But at
rather
2 o'clock,
call
I'd
than
wear
text,
off.
you know.
I called another drug dealer.
That's
so
also
they
why I
wouldn't
was
know my
silent there
addiction.
for a while. I'm back
Right?
though,
Now, was
guys.
I gonna go to a fucking rehab? Fuck no. So I'm talking to a buddy of mine one day. After 9/11, he moved back to Newark. I go, so you living with your mother? He's like 40-something. I go, so do you still do heroin? He goes like, fuck yeah, every night. He goes, I cop down in Newark. I cop $7 bags of heroin. I go, send me a cop. Now, you ever have a conversation with somebody, and then you just try to be cool. You're like, yeah, count me in. Wrong fucking dude, right? About a week later, I go to my mailbox and it looks like in Crayola writing, you know. Like Joey, Coco, he spelled Coco wrong with 2 K's and shit. Diaz, right? What the fuck? No return address, right? I take it upstairs, I open it, and there they are, 3 little fucking bags of H. White, that Chinese shit that the terrorists are bringing in like a motherfucker by the dayload with a picture of Obama on it, balls ass naked, smoking a joint and shit, with a white chick licking his fucking nuts like a doctor, right?
Dude, Joey's fucking too good. He's too fucking good. I can't play him on TikTok at all. That shit'll get me fucking
I'm doing
banned.
like a little line of his H.
So YouTube gets it.
Usually what I would do, I was fucking crazy. My girlfriend's great. She don't get high, so I would trick. I go, you gotta go to bed, though. You gotta get 8 hours. You're at that age. You need every fucking thing. Don't worry about me. I'm a fucking comedian. This is what I do. You gotta go to bed right now. But while all this was going on, there was a cat population growing in my backyard. And I had already adopted 3 of these little motherfuckers, right? And then the problem was they had 2. They had the mama who was a dirty whore. Then they had 2 big cats that were slinging dick like, you know. They had the Siamese, I call them the samurai. He had big black balls. And he was Siamese. I'm not kidding you. When he'd walk all fucked up. Like this guy fucking meant it. Never talked to me 9 years. Never took a lobster. Nothing. He was a soldier. He just stared me down. Fuck you, bitch. You ain't buying my fucking love, cocksucker, all right? Then there was a black and white one who was a big cat. And they were both fucking mamas. So she kept having kittens, and then they would kill the kittens so she would stop ovulating and get back to fucking. This is how serious these motherfucking cats were, right? Now, how did I learn about this? You know, I did some reading on the internet. When you're doing coke, you stay up late night, and you do investigating. You follow me? So she had the kittens, and they were beautiful. There were 3 Siamese kittens, and there's 1 black and white dirty motherfucker, right? But the 3 Siameses, there's 2 girls and a boy, DJ. DJ was the best little cat in the world. They lived outside, and I'd step out my backyard, and I go, DJ, and he'd come fucking running like a superhero. And the 2 little girls would come, and then that super bad, this little black and white would come, and they would all hang out around me. But super bad, the black and white one would take DJ and take him up trees and shit, and take him off the territory, would take him on Selma by the YMCA, And I have to get Superbad going, one of these days I'm gonna fucking kill you, cocksucker, right? And I caught myself, even though I love the cats, I would never put a hit on a cat. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill this little fucking cat, right? Seriously. And I love cats, don't get me wrong, but you know those cats that just get on your last fucking nerve. And you don't know how to do it, but you love animals too much, so you know you're just bullshitting yourself. So I'm like, one day he's just gonna get hit by a truck or something. Fuck him, that little cocksucker. Don't hang with him no more, DJ. And I was just waiting to bring DJ upstairs, and I had a chick that was gonna take the 2 Siameses and then fuck Superbad. I didn't know what the hell was gonna happen to Superbad, right? So my addiction's getting worse and worse. And one night I get home, my wife is fucking, at the time she was my girlfriend, she's crying. And she's like, the fucking cat's outside, they're gonna die. I'm like, what are you talking about? So we got the 2 girls, we brought them to the vet, and she adopted them out through Petco. And then I go, what are you gonna do with Superbad, that fucking mutt, and DJ, my baby? And she goes, well, I'm gonna bring him up. And I go, leave Superbad outside. Just leave him the fuck outside. That's how much I hated Superbad. So I go out one night, and my rule was, people, this is how fucked up in my addicted mind. My rule was never to do coke in the house. It was bad luck. I would always do it in the car, so by the time I got upstairs, I had a shit, and I'd run into the bathroom and hide. You follow me? That was the fucking plan. I had a plan. I was an organized cocaine type of motherfucker, right? So this night, something happened. I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't have time. I ran upstairs. When I got upstairs, my wife goes in the bathroom. The 2 cats are in the bathroom. So I go in the bathroom, and I do the coke. I'm looking at the both of them. I'm like, I don't even know why she fucking brought you up here. And I go back outside, and I do the coke, and I probably got some more. I don't know the fucking story. And I went to bed. And when I got up, my wife woke me up in the middle of the night. She goes, hey, I just want to tell you that fucking DJ died. And that was a Siamese I was going to die, right? And when she said it, guys, I fucking knew it was the coke. I fucking knew it. And I just said, do me a favor, close the door. And I cried a little bit, and put the pillow on my sleep apnea mask on. Then I went to fucking bed, right? And, yeah, whatever, sleep apnea, whatever the fuck it was. I'm a fat dude, right? And then, so I'm laying there thinking, I finished my crying. I go, you know what? That little cat died because I brought the coke upstairs. Even if I fucking hate Superbad, that motherfucker's not gonna die up here because that's even more bad luck. So I went in there, I got on my hands and knees like a Catholic fucking soldier, and I said, God, if you save these fucking cats, Superbad, who I can't stand, I'll never do coke again. I like winked out. I'm like, right, whatever. I said, God, don't let this motherfucker die. And I promise you, and like the first day I had the shitters, you know, but every day I would go in the bathroom and he lived. Like by the 4th day, I was ready to fucking shoot myself. I was ready just to shoot him and end it. I would go in there like, die. Don't you feel like dying yet? They told me, you don't want to live. It's fucking terrible. Things are tough out there. Trust me. That was 7 years ago, and I haven't done blow. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how close I am with this filthy motherfucker that I love. Because if you go to my house and you look at my cats, and you look at him, you're like, He's like Marilyn on the Munsters. You follow what I'm saying, kid? I got good-looking Siameses, and he's like black and white. He's got a little head and shit, but he's fearless. I'll tell you how much that dude knew I made a promise to him, because at night, my other cats are cool, but they ain't that fucking cool. But at night, when I go in to my bedroom, I take my slippers off, I put my sleep apnea mask on, I put the fan on, and I lay down, and I pick the blanket up, and I go, Superbad. And wherever the fuck this motherfucker is, you hear like, boom, you hear him hit the door, and he jumps next to me, and I put the blanket over him, and that's the end of the fucking night. He's still there, cocksuckers. Stay black. Thank Ari Shafir one more time. Put this together tonight.
All right, I've been riding this boss for a minute. We'll move on to something else here, huh?
Subscribe so you can see next.
I've heard all of those Joey Coco Diaz ones, man. Those are ones that fucking great. I love Joey. He's, I wanted to do stand-up comedy for a while, and actually, he's part of the reason why I make the jokes I make half the time now. They're not nowhere near as I guess what you'd say, fucking edgy as his, you know, but. All right. Let's we're gonna do some Theo Von, me and Daryl Strawberry. 11 million views.
So he starts saying,
7 years
I got a
ago.
gift for you. I got a gift. And I grew up in like a broken neighborhood. You know, I thought it was going to be his cock, you know? So I start practicing my like, see a cock, like don't be interested faces, you know?
I'm doing one more. See a cock, don't be interested face.
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm your host, Roy Wood Jr. Hey, there you go, boys. Drink up. Nobody's gonna remember what the hell's happening tonight. That dude's trying to get my couch pregnant. He peeing out the window. Dude, come on, man. John Legend bought me that piano. Who brought a ball pit?
His podcast is called This Past Weekend, a Southern boy like me, Theo Vaughn.
So, I am 11 months sober, right? I'm a sober guy. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You like the big seal.
I didn't want to be, but this is what happened. I was in New York City, right? New York City, New York. They call it the same thing right back in front of each other just to really piss you off before you get there. It's like we heard you in the beginning, you know?
Yeah, he ain't wrong.
But I was in New York City, east of Hoboken. And I hadn't planned on doing any cocaine. Okay? I planned on doing this much cocaine. That's a zero amount, you know? But apparently some cocaine had planned on getting together with me when it left its home that evening. So I went to this party, man, and my friends were at this party, and I felt uncomfortable when I got to this party. Probably because, like, when I really think back on my life, like, I've always just felt uncomfortable, you know? Like, I don't know what it is. Like, my whole life has just been this constant struggle with every moment. Like, I'm just wrestling with every second just to feel okay. Like, I don't even want to feel good. Just set me in the middle, you know? So I'm at this party, and I'm feeling how I feel regularly, uncomfortable. So I decided to have some drinks.
I understand that
because my friends are
100%.
alcoholics.
90% of the time,
And-
whatever. 90% of the time, whatever I'm doing, I'm always slightly uncomfortable. I feel like most people are, you know? But it is what it is at the end of the day.
I'm competitive. So I have a couple tequilas, right? And tequila, let's be honest, like pouring Mexico right into your body, okay? I mean, make you jump a fence, make you buy a gun, make you run across a highway with your family, make you knock a woman up, make you knock a woman down, okay? Olay, Janet, you know? So I had me a couple tequilas, and I was feeling alive, you know? I was feeling a little more comfortable. Now, at 1:30 in the morning, I left this party because at 6:30 a.m. I had to be on the nationally syndicated radio program, the Opie and Jim Norton radio show. And it's a wonderful show that tapes there in New York City, New York. And those are two men that I really admire, you know? And admire is when somebody's better than you, but you still like them. It's an old-fashioned ideal. So at 1:30 a.m., I get into this taxi cab, right? This beautiful Asian girl that I do not know gets into the taxi with me. We're both headed the same way. They call it sharing a taxi, okay? And this girl lays the back of her head right into my lap. And I'm thinking,
It does.
yeah, you know.
Especially in the land of borders.
New York's got these beautiful free Asian girls with every taxi ride. This is a marvelous accoutrement to the city, you know? Uber, no thank you. Taxi, you have won me back. So this girl's just laying in my lap, and she just starts reminiscing about her evening, you know? She said she had a nice evening, but that her boyfriend wasn't in town, that he's never in town. Then she goes, what happens in taxis stays in taxis. And I'm not the brightest, you know, bowl in the bowl drawer, you know? Fuck, dude. You ever wander into a sentence, you're like,
What up, Dragons? How's it going, man?
But I'm looking around this vehicle after she says that, and I'm thinking, this is a taxi, you know? I mean, taxi me once, shame on me. So I'm feeling kind of cavalier after her statements, right? I go down to make a kiss, you know? This young lady's laying in my lap. I go down to make a kiss. Now, trying to kiss somebody that's laying in your lap, that's a beautiful idea. Until you get right here, okay? And then you're just milling around like a lip rapist, bruh. I don't think James Bond could kiss a woman laying in his lap, okay? So she pushed me off of her. She called me a creep. She called me a pervert. Definitely not a creep. And then it was awkward for a few blocks until she got dropped off wherever she was going. I'm not sure even where it was. I think it was like a halfway house for complete cunts or something. And at that point, it's just me and the driver, you know? And I thought he said drugs. He could have said something else. English wasn't his first language, you know? He was bilingual. But I heard drugs in my head, you know? And so I said, cocaine! Like I was coaxed for Columbus, bruh. And we just landed on crack rock, you know? And I heard him accelerate that vehicle. And that's universal language for we're gonna get some cocaine. Because that's a drug to me, you know? Weed is a confusing spice. I mean, weed will make you forget how to get home. Cocaine will make you forget how to get to heaven. So we just drove, man. We just drove, man. And we drove for about a half hour into like North Harlem, if that's even a place. I don't even know. But it was a dark neighborhood. And that's not a euphemism. All the street lights were busted out. So you couldn't tell that it was predominantly black. But I grew up in a black neighborhood. I know when I'm back, you know? And we got there, man, and I gave this dude some money. He gets out of the vehicle, comes back a few minutes later with some cocaine on him, you know? But he sits in the back seat next to me. A little alarming, you know? Kind of like when you're in the air on a plane and you see the pilot taking a piss and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Is this Spirit? But this beautiful gentleman scooped up a little bit of cocaine on a car key, put it under my nose, killed that baby, bruh. Then I scooped him one, and he killed his, man. And then, and just a couple of dueling cocainists. And we got high, man. We got high for about 40 minutes. Dude, I remember being so high at one point, I was like, dude, where the fuck is the driver, bro? And he didn't know. So we sat there, man. We continued to get high together, me and this beautiful gentleman. And he said Luigi, that was his name, Luigi. And I thought that was Spanish, you know, like that rare Italian Spanish. So I start saying my name in Spanish, Teodoro. Because I learned Spanish in Louisiana. And my whole life, I thought Teodoro was Spanish for Theodore, which is my first name. About 6 months ago, this girl goes, that means I adore you. Wish you would have told me at some other point, you know? Because it's fine, right? It's fine to tell people you adore them when you meet them. But when you're an hour deep into an 8-ball with a man who keeps saying he's Luigi and you just keep saying, I adore you to him, 99% of the time, this don't end heterosexually. So, this is a long night, man. So he starts saying, I got a gift for you. I got a gift. And I grew up in like a broken neighborhood. You know, I thought it was going to be his cock, you know? So I start practicing my like, see a cock, like, don't be interested faces, you know? So I'm running through the Rolodex of no cock for me faces. And then he keeps saying, I got a gift, I got a gift for you. Then I'm thinking it's like a thing on his phone, you know, like a GIF, you know? Like a disappointed walrus, you know? Like, Monday. But then I hear on the taxi door. And I'm like, who knocks on a car door, dude? Come in or just be out there, you know? Were you raised in a house with car doors in it? So I'm like, come in. Because now I got to live in this shit universe they created by knocking. And a toot gets in. A prostitute, you know? A toot. You can't say pros. Pros is somebody that have a prosthetic, you know? And a toot get mad if you call them a pros if they got everything, you know? So I'm being politically correct and I'm saying this toot, you know? And I respect prostitutes. I respect all women, you know? Whether they're a president or a prostitute, I respect them, man. You know, prostitute, probably a tougher job, let's be honest, these days, dude. You out there middle of the night, slanging that canal, you know? A lot of men are gay, market shares decline. So I respect prostitutes, man, but I don't want to deal with a prostitute tonight. I just want to do cocaine with my adorable buddy, Louis. You know? And this prostitute, man, she had like she had a wig that covered, you could see about 60% of her face, okay? And to me, it looked like a man's face, right? Which is fine, you know? No judgment there. I'm just saying if I were on a game show called Guess 60% of this person's face, I would guess man first, you know? But so we're all back there getting high together and this prostitute starts making advances towards me. And I don't want a prostitute. So I start feeling uncomfortable, which is where I live at most of the time, so it only took me about half a lung to get there, you know? So I get out of the taxi into the street in North Harlem, right? Luigi comes out after me, because that's new friendship. And he's like, $100. So I give him $100. I'm thinking he's gonna pay this toot. She'll go on about her business. We'll get back to, friendship. I look over a minute later, they're kissing on each other's necks, okay? He's investing my 100 back here with this prostitute, you know? I still have a $240 meter on the front of this taxi, right? So I'm out $360, not even in the vehicle. Unfair. But I deal with my negative feelings outside of the car, so I don't bring negative energy back into the vehicle, right? Then I get back into the taxi, but now I'm sitting in the front passenger seat, right? You can hear Luigi and the toot in the back. So you can hear the light rustlings of a blowjob, you know, kind of just simmering up into existence. A good blowjob, too. Sound like, one you see on the internet, you know? Sound like somebody's at a water park. And I respect what they're doing, man. But I still want to do cocaine by myself, right? So now I'm trying to be considerate and quietly do cocaine by myself, right?
As people should.
Just the softest little cokehead you ever met, dude. Just like a newborn rabbit just hopping upon a gram, you know? At one point, I was leaning my head back and just quietly dumping cocaine into the bottom of my nose. It was awesome, bro. Luigi's in the back, dude. He's at the water park, bro. He got that all-day wristband, dude. He don't give a fuck about me. He goes, you drive. And this is when I knew I had a problem, man. Not specifically with drugs and alcohol, but with the way that I behave when I'm on drugs and alcohol. When I moved over into the driver's seat of this.
You hear he bombed his Netflix special. It's gotta be hard to write new content when you're on a better place in life, like Eminem before he got sober and after. I heard that he did bomb it, but honestly, like what does bombing count as? Because it could have just been like the people, dude. Like honestly, because because Theo's always been funny to me, at least. Like, he's always been fucking hilarious. Always been funny to me.
You found that supply capsule, huh? Just consider it a You're not my best friend.
Because there's not too many times where I've heard of this guy bombing. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like how did he actually bomb? You know what I mean? Because his podcast is hilarious. Him as a person is fucking hilarious.
My FOMO senses are tingling.
It's like,
Can you find another capsule without me? Oh, you
did he really bomb, or was the audience just not very receptive? You know what I mean? Like, that's how I see it. It's like, to me, I guarantee you there's a better chance that the audience just wasn't receptive. Not because he's not funny, but because the audience fucking sucked. Fuck me, dude. I'm going. I'm putting it on.
Taxi, right? Put on my seatbelt. I remember asking them to put their seatbelt on, but they don't even make a seatbelt for all that activity, you know? We need seatbelt reform. I've been saying this. And I started this vehicle, and I drove us off into North Harlem, man, at 4:15 in the morning. Just driving. Drove for probably about 20 minutes. Didn't know where I was. You know, my brain's like, damn, dude, you're lost. It's 4:30 in the morning, man. You're high on cocaine. But at least you're working. At least you're out here making money for your family, okay? I don't have a family, dude. More importantly, I don't drive taxi, bruh. But then my brain also goes, but man, you don't have a commercial driver's license. As if that was going to be an issue when the cop stops us. There's empty cocaine bags everywhere, right? Like, look like I've been washing my face with powdered donuts. There's sex crimes in the back seat, potentially gay sex crimes in the back seat. And that officer's just gonna be like, that's all for naught, young soldier. You don't have a chauffeur's certificate. But that's what got me to pull over, man. I pulled over, I left a couple $100 on that car seat. I started walking off, man. I walked about 3 blocks, got into a regular taxi, right? I even made him pop the trunk just to make sure that spare tire wasn't shooting up in the back, you know? I get to my hotel, it's 5:30 in the morning. And in 1 hour, I gotta be on the nationally syndicated radio program, the Opie and Jim Norton radio show, 2 men that I really admire.
No thoughts.
So I finished doing my cocaine. Because you can't not finish your cocaine, dude. Try to not finish your cocaine. I will watch you try. What do they put in it? Cigarettes? I took 3 showers in 10 minutes, son. And dried off after each one, bruh. You don't know me. Then I start walking to the radio station, right? It's 5 blocks to the Sirius building. Halfway there, I realize that I have on jeans with sweatpants over them. Something I've never worn before, because nobody's ever worn it. I'm the Neil Armstrong of pants this morning. I get up to the radio station, they tell me I gotta be in the air for 3 hours. There's 1 million listeners, right? I can't feel my face with either hand. Highest I can feel my neck, running on neck thoughts. And the other guest for the day is Darryl Strawberry. Yeah. Who's in the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame baseball player, and he's in the Hall of Fame for cocaine. Wasn't an 8-ball this beautiful man couldn't hit, right? And bless his heart, man, he's 13 years sober, and he's eloquent and successful and well put together, and he was some of these ideas that maybe I envision myself as, but this morning I'm showing up, you know, nothing like that, you know? So it just made me think like, dude, you got to tighten up, you know? And I'll say this too about Daryl Strawberry, man. I have big nostrils. Daryl Strawberry got the biggest nostrils you ever seen. I'm not saying it to shame him. It's not an ethnic thing. This man got dead stars at the bottom of his nose, okay? And I just say it so that you understand he didn't stand a chance against a fine powder. This beautiful man could kill a spice rack from 70 feet away, okay? Take that, nutmeg. What you looking at, coriander? But on this day, he was everything I needed to see, you know? So that's when I got sober, and now I've been sober for 11 months. And I'm Theo Von. Thank you for having me. You guys do good.
Running out fucking buds, dude.
Theo Von, everybody.
Myself, but you know,
Let's see, this guy's funny too. Theo Von's one of the funniest comics to ever come
We were like
out
face
there.
to face right here, and she was like, yeah, this is, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, it's really pretty. And then she looks me right in the eye, and I swear to God, she says, I want you to come in my face.
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm your host, Ari Shafir, and tonight, it's all stories about romance. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's got an amazing podcast on iTunes called Tuesdays with Story. Please give it up for Mr. Mark Norman, everybody.
So, here we go. Story time. I decided I wanted to go to film school in New York City, so I moved there. And moved to Crown Heights, Brooklyn with $400 in my pocket. It was a horrible year. I got mugged 3 times in a year. My landlord died of AIDS, and the first day I got my apartment, there was a pigeon in there. Yeah. Probably should have closed with the AIDS. But yeah. So, if you don't know Crown Heights, it's this crazy neighborhood way out in Brooklyn. It's got a highway dividing it. It's all Hasidic Jew on this side, all Caribbean black on this side. So, obviously, I moved into the black side. Yeah. There were 2 apartments available, but I'm not going to live with Hasidic people. I mean, come on. What's going on there? I don't want. How many landlords do you want? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. You know. And nothing against Jews. I love Jews. My ex-girlfriend's Jewish. I love Ari. You know, show business. But you know, I would come home drunk a lot at like 5 in the morning, and these Jews would pull up in their minivan, and they'd slide the door. I'm like, you're on the wrong side. Get in. I was like, I'm not Jewish, and they would just peel right off. Yeah. They were a tough bunch. They're very loyal. So, lived in this apartment, the worst apartment of all time. Periodically, the hot water would go out, the electricity would go out, and the heat would go out. It was the dead of winter. So I'm going to film school every day. It's like an hour commute back to Manhattan every day from my apartment. And I wake up on Monday to go to school.
He might
no
be a
hot
voice
water.
actor
Like,
from a VR game you
I didn't
played,
shower all
honestly.
weekend, but I can go one more day. It's cold out, you know? I go to school. Tuesday I wake up, no hot water. I can't take a shower in cold weather with cold water. I'll just go to school. Wednesday rolls around,
Not even a little, but
no hot water. I'll be all right. Now I'm the smelly guy.
D
at school,
Block?
you know?
Thank you for all the
It
likes.
was
I
brutal.
appreciate
I was
you,
that
man.
guy, you know. So I'm kind of getting desperate. Thursday comes, 0, no hot water, nothing, no heat. But I'm late, so I just go to school. Finally, Friday, I get desperate. I wake up early. I'm like, I'm putting
What a Banjo
water in
has
a pot. I'm gonna boil it, and I'm gonna just take a whore bath right in the kitchen. You know? Yeah. So the heat's out, the electricity's out, and the hot water is out. So I just go, God damn it. So I'm in the kitchen in the dark, just pouring water into a pot. I start boiling it, you know, and in the dark, and I just kind of start bathing myself. It felt amazing. I was so gross. And the lights click on just then, and the pot had been used by my roommate to cook stovetop stuffing in the night before. So now, not only do I have terrible BO, I'm covered in 11 herbs and spices, you know? I got Got all these little things on me, little green things and garlic here. It was a mess. So now I'm desperate. I run to the train. I have no time to clean up. I'm already late, so I run to the train. I get on the train. It's packed out. I'm the only white guy on the train. All these black guys are sniffing me. You know, like, what is that? Is this hobo Thanksgiving? What's going on here? Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. Somebody probably farted. It is November. I don't know. Yeah. So I get to school, and now I'm desperate. I'm going around asking everybody if I can shower at their place. You know, teachers, students, whatever. I'm just freaking out. Everybody says no. I'm like a weirdo. People are looking at me funny. Eventually, I get to Mrs. Fritz. Now, I'll paint the picture of Mrs. Fritz. She was the horror makeup lady. She like did all that horror shit, you know. And she was a kooky gal, you know. She had like a beehive hairdo, Lisa Loeb glasses. She would have like watermelons on her dress and then watermelon earrings. You know, she was a full-class kook, you know, like half art teacher, half hipster, all nut job, you know. She was fun. But she was attractive in her own right. She was probably 40, 41 years old. Nice lady. And I was like, hey, Mrs. Fritz, you're going to kill me, but just feel free to say no. Can I shower at your place? And she goes, yeah, sure. What do I care? I mean, well, this is a 41-year-old woman. She's a teacher. People give her apples, you know? Like, I'm a 21-year-old idiot. I got like a propeller hat and a big lollipop. I was nothing, you know? So I was like, oh, my God, thank you so much. I'm so excited. And I know people are thinking, like, Mark, your hot water's out for a week. You get no electricity. Why didn't you just tell your landlord? Well, it's a little awkward complaining to your landlord about hot water when he has AIDS. You know, it's a tough one. What am I going to say? I got no hot water. Well, I don't have any T cells. Cool. All right. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. So, you know, and he wasn't like Magic Johnson. He was like fucking Dallas Buyers Club. He was, it was bad. I'm talking Rent, Philadelphia, full blown, baby. Yeah. So, nice guy. Sweet kid. So I'm all excited. I'm going to go to Mrs. Fritz's house. I'm going to take a real shower. I hit the buzzer. She buzzes me in. I go up to her place. Amazing apartment. Unbelievable. She was like a real adult. She had pictures in a frame and curtains. It was wild, you know? Every light bulb worked, no stains. Crazy. Real adult. And I go into her kitchen. Giant table laid out, you know. All these placemats, like wine glass, regular glass, 2 plates, forks, knives, the whole thing was crazy. She was having a dinner party at 8. She was like, hey, you can shower, but you got to get in, get out, you know? It's like, no problem. It was like 6:30. I was like, I'll be out of here by 8. You got a dinner party, no problem. So I was like, all right, here we go. Let's get in that shower. She goes, well, have a glass of wine first. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll have a glass of wine. Then I had another one, and another one. And we're talking about life and love and the arts, you know, and all this stuff. And I just got out of college, so I had a couple tricks up my anal, you know. I was ready to go, you know. And she just talking about everything. We're laughing, we're having a great time. And this is like a real woman here, you know. Like I'm a 21-year-old drunk from New Orleans. The only people I've hooked up with are like bar skanks and cousins, you know. Nothing crazy, you know. So I'm intimidated by her. She's like successful and smart and clever and interesting and all that. I was blown away. And so we're drinking, we're having a great time, and she goes, you know, I'm making some paella here. She had like 8 pots going, all this food. I'm like, well, I got to skedaddle here, sister. I can't be eating. You got dinner party coming over, you know? And she was like, don't worry about it. You got plenty of time. It's like 7 o'clock. Like, all right, so I have the paella. It's amazing, unbelievable, so good. Everything's great. We're laughing. She pours another glass of wine. And I was like, look, it's 7:30. I got to get in the shower. And she goes, all right. And she had everything in there, like soap. And so then unbelievable, real adult. So I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. All right. So I remember, you know, laughing. She hands me a towel. We're having a great time. She's so nice. And I remember taking a shower, being in her bathroom, just like, am I gonna fuck Miss Fritz? No, come on. She's a 58-year-old woman. What are you, crazy? Get out of here. She's got a dinner party on the way over. So I was like, all right, come on. So I get out of the shower, I dry off real quick. It's like 7:48 now. I'm freaking out. So I get out of the shower. I'm like, all right, that was great. I put my new clothes on. I'll get out of your hair.
For
this
everyone
was a great
over
time.
on
She
TikTok,
goes, well, I have one more glass of wine. I'm like,
comedy videos
Fritz,
playing
you got
over
people
on
coming
YouTube
over.
and
This
Twitch
is,
if you're interested in
it's a
listening
dinner
to
party.
it. But
She
just
goes,
so you
that's
know,
fine. So she does another glass of wine poured, and she goes, let me give you the
my
tour of the house before you
suggestion
go.
is to be
Yeah, you guys know, I didn't know what tour meant.
definitely 18 plus.
So I was like, all right, sure, I'll take a tour.
It's,
yeah, I poured my glass of wine. She's like,
it's
oh, this
crazy
chair's been in my
comedy, not
family
gonna
for a
lie.
million years. This lamp is
Crazy
from the
comedy,
Byzantine
but it's
era,
fucking
or whatever,
hilarious.
you know, all this shit. And she's like, this painting has been in my family for years. Come get on the couch, step on the couch. So we're standing on her couch, look at this painting. And, you know, I was like, oh, this is nice. She's like, yeah, it's Rembrandt's gay period or whatever. And staring at this thing, and we were like face to face right here, and she was like, yeah, this is, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, it's really pretty. And then she looks me right in the eye, and I swear to God, she says, I want you to come in my face. True story. True story. Unbelievable. So I go, I think I can do that. And so we just start going at it on the floor. We're making out like crazy. We're rolling around. We knock over lamps. The cat's hissing. It was just hot. It was wild. Crazy. Teacher, student, paella. What a night. So we're going at it like animals. I pick her old ass up. I throw her on the bed. The whole thing. Oh my God, it was wild. And she pulls some cord. All the lights go out in the house. Something happened. So now we're rolling around in the dark, just going at it. Crazy. You know, this is a 68-year-old woman I'm banging here. This is wild. So it was just hot and heavy and great in every way. And all this. I could feel her earrings dangling around me. It was unreal. So we're going at it. We're both naked. You know, and I remember at one point, we're probably 45 minutes into this. We're going at it. I was in the doggy style position. And I remember vividly thinking, where the hell's that dinner party? People cancel. Who cares? Let's get back to it. So we're going at it, blah, blah, blah. Eventually we go at it for a while, then we pass out. We go wine drunk. You know, we've had probably 9 glasses of wine here. So we pass out. I wake up the next morning. The sun is beaming in. The whole apartment's lit up. I got a crazy wine hangover. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened last night? That was wild. Oh man, I look down. She's kind of nuzzled right here. And I go to get up. I look at the bed. Covered in blood. Head to toe. I mean, this was tons. It was like a murder scene. She must have lost tons of iron. This is wild. I mean, I didn't know what to do. And, you know, I thought, you know, at that age, isn't that shit over? I had no idea, you know. And she was so nonchalant about it. She's like, oh, we should have put a towel down. That was a fucking tarp. That's insane. So it's like, oh, my God. The irony here. I'm coming from the cleanest I've ever been in weeks. Now I'm covered in uterine lining here, all right? It was unbelievable. I got ovaries on my face. I looked like a fucking Apache here. I was like, fucking war paint. Oh my God, it was crazy. But I was like, oh wow, all right, well I guess this is New York City. Yeah. So I had, you know, I was still in school. I had school on Saturday back then. So I was like, I gotta get up. I gotta go. What are you, crazy? And I you know, just didn't have time to shower. I just put my clothes on. And I remember my underwear was so gross, I just put it in my pocket. I just put my jeans on. Yeah, and I just put them there, jeans on, shirt on. I just ran out the door, and she goes, hey, wait a minute. Before you go, remember, I'm a fucking teacher. You're a student. Don't tell anybody, you weirdo. We could get in trouble. I'm like, of course. She's like, I'm serious. This is real stuff here. I'm like, of course. So I run down to the train. I get on the train. I go to school. And I immediately gather every male at the school. Every single one, you know, student, teacher, janitor, whatever you are. I had the goddamn mayor in there, yeah. So I gather all of them into the equipment room. Everybody's hanging from the rafters. People are sitting on the floor. Everybody's like, what's going on, Norman? What's the big news? What's the word? I go, you're not going to believe this. I banged Mrs. Fritz. And they all go, oh, shut up. Get out of here. She's, you know, 71. What are you, crazy? You're a liar. And I go, you don't believe me, huh? I pull out the tighty whities. Yeah. So they were like, oh my God, everybody's hitting each other, going crazy, unbelievable. It was like that, you know, when you have sex with a Greek and you put the sheet out on the window? That was it. Look at Google that. So, yeah. Oh, it was great. It was like 16 candles, but, you know, with like a miscarriage in there. Yeah, it was unbelievable. So Monday comes around, they fire Miss Fritz. Yeah, but they never told her why, which is why I did this show. It's cool, we're Facebook friends. All right, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Jeez, man. Alright, let's see. Oh, Ralphie May. Gay wedding. Bro, before this guy died, I liked him more than I liked Joey Coco Diaz. And after this, I got another one lined up. I already know which one we're playing next, okay? This guy was my fucking favorite. I still quote his jokes to this day. Not all of them. but some.
his big old dick and one of his balls fell out of his britches. Yeah. My son goes, Daddy, Mr. Sugar got a big old pee-pee.
Oh, dude, I don't do good
No,
with.
son. You and I got pee-pees. That's a dick.
I don't do good with blood at all, dude. I can't even handle my own. It was a lot, dude. That last one, I don't even know if I've seen that one before. I thought I did. I don't remember it that well. I must have been kind of fucked up. Let me make sure. Alright, yeah, this ain't.
So here's the story with the show. It's really simple. It's just a bunch of funny people. We're all telling true stories. One of the nicest guys in America, Mr. Ralphie May, everybody. Let him hear it.
My neighbor, Gay Tony, got married. I love him. That ain't his real name, of course. It's just how it appears on my cell phone. And,
You know what they say? By firearms.
so to my little kids, now it's Uncle Tony and Aunt Tim.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
no.
they're awesome.
I got pretty damn close to
They're
them,
just the
man, too.
best, dudes. Their wedding is why you should always go if invited to a gay wedding.
On catch tuners.
It is fabulous. I was amazed at how gay it really was. Like, I thought it'd be gay, but not gay, but it was way gay. They had like Cirque du Soleil and guys flying down and making out with dudes and tweaking nipples and flying back up. Crazy. My daughter was in the wedding, procession. My wife was handling her, and I was sitting with my son.
I apparently
August,
sat
who
after
was
having
4
a
at the time.
7-hour
And,
nosebleed. Fun
you know
fact,
how at weddings,
not
how
fun.
they have
Apparently losing that much blood
entertainment
is
usually?
dangerous. Yeah, dude.
You
it
know,
is.
for the actual ceremony.
When I
they
had
have,
surgery
like,
earlier this
like
year,
the
I would randomly
fat
get
girl
nosebleeds, and
cousin
eventually I
of
was
the
like,
bride
dude,
would come out and sing that horrible song from Frozen, you know? You
I
know,
get super fucking
and
nauseous,
and then
dude, yeah.
like it started off
They
like
gave
a
me some
5-minute
cream
long
to put in my
rambling
nose.
story
Haven't
about
really had
how
one since. Knock
she
on
went
wood,
out
that
one
it
time
doesn't
with y'all
happen anytime
bowling, and
soon,
then y'all
you know
had
what I mean?
pizza,
But
and y'all shared the last piece of
nosebleeds
pizza,
are
and that's
fucking
what
worst.
true love really is. And you're just like, let's go, big girl, let's go. Wrap it up, Biggie. Let's go. That open bar ain't gonna drink itself, baby. Let's do this. And either that or it's like a might be retarded kid playing the trumpet with a boner. You know what I mean? You know?
Jesus.
You're like, that Timmy loves his trumpet, don't he? Look at that. Woo! That boy's musically inclined, Lord Jesus. Oh, that's a hog, that boy. Anyway, they didn't have that, okay? They had a 6'4" black male transvestite Cher impersonator named Sugar with a CH. Hey. Mr. Sugar was 6'4", okay? That's quite a striking share, okay? But my man had 8-inch platform boots on with fishnet stockings, garter belt, a bustier, and a cape. Cause for a black man looking just like Cher, wasn't quite gay enough. My man added the cape. Nice.
Yeah, dude, that's
My
horrible,
son
man. Jeez, I'm glad that you got that
a
fucking
lot of
figured out.
questions.
And that it's, you no longer having,
Daddy, what is
and you
that?
survived it. Shit.
That son is a transvestite. Woo! That's a big old transvestite, Daddy. Yeah, son, that's about as big as I reckon they come. Yeah, that's a big one. Biggest one I ever seen, Dad. Biggest one. Transvestite's is big, Dad. Yeah, I'm into that. And he saw that Sugar was wearing that cape, and he was like, Daddy, you think Mr. Sugar likes sword fighting? I bet he does. What was funny is all the gay guys around us like, we like sword fighting too. My son was like, man, these are a bunch of cool dudes right here, man. I like these guys. So Sugar started singing, right? And my man was killing it. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know the
Oh
words.
yeah, I remember
She
you
just
telling me you had emergency
sounds like a
surgery
blue
because,
chicken
dude,
hound
it
dog
seems
to
like
me,
you
so
go.
he sounded like once.
It seems like you fucking randomly go through insane surgeries out of nowhere. What's up, Rose? How's it going? Welcome back. Long time no see, dog. It seems like you go through insane surgeries all the fucking time, dude. You are living on the edge. I can tell you that right now. You are living on the edge. Holy shit, Rose.
And,
Thank you for the 17
halfway
roses,
through his
dog. How you doing, man?
His
It's been
big
a while
old
since
dick
I've
and
seen
one of
you,
his
dog. How
balls
you
fell out of
doing,
his
man? I
britches.
appreciate the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
How you doing today, man?
My son goes,
Jeez,
"Dad,
dude, you're just gonna
Mr.
bless
Sugar
me up
got
right
big
now.
old pee-pee."
Holy jeez. Jeez.
No, son. You and I got pee-pees. That's a
Jeez.
dick. It's big.
Thank you for all
Had an
the
elbow
roses,
in it.
Rose. I
Lord
appreciate
Jesus.
the hell out of you,
Big.
dog. How you doing today?
Now, and that's what August goes.
I know I
"Yep,
usually have music
transmess
playing,
my
but
dicks, Dad."
over on YouTube, I do a comedy
That's a
night
life
towards the end of the
lesson,
nights
son. You
now
listen to
because
You hold that
a
with
lot
you.
of the time I
It can
have
save your
people
life
who
one day, son.
are there late. I was not expecting anyone to
Transmess
come in.
my God's dicks.
Can't stay, unfortunately. I'm
Amen,
good though.
son.
Okay, thank you
Amen.
very much, Rose. You have yourself a great night.
What
I
I was
appreciate you
amazed is how
stopping by,
professional
dog.
Mr. Sugar was.
You take care.
Okay.
Thank you once
That
again.
thing falls out. My man is obviously panicked. Turn.
Thank you
gets
for
his
sharing the
pocketbook,
ride, Rose. I appreciate
rips
the hell
off
out
some
of it.
tape, puts his junk back up in his britches, and finishes the song. I was like, genius!
Take care. You have yourself a
was
fantastic night,
impressive.
Rose. Thank you once again. You're
That was
amazing.
impressive. Think
like
about
always.
that. Ladies, halfway through one of your performances, one of your janitor lips
You're
falls.
deadly allergic to painkillers? Holy shit,
You're not gonna be so
dog.
composed.
My girlfriend's grandmother
You're not gonna tuck it back in.
was
You're
allergic
not gonna
to
go, "Don't
that
judge,
as well,
I've made a lot of bad
but she'd have like a
choices in college."
psychotic break. That's the
know?
difference. She
Once
wasn't
that's
deadly
out, the show
allergic,
is
but
over,
she'd
right?
think she'd like hear something.
Not Sugar.
That wasn't there.
Went on and did it. Nailed it. The ceremony went off without a hitch. The reception, though, that was awesome. Those gay boys went all out. 100 cases of French champagne. Prime rib station. Seafood station. Just grab a lobster. What? Okay. Real sushi bar with bona fide Japaneses. Real.
That sounds
Not like
crazy.
you get in
I fucking love
Pittsburgh,
sushi.
Pennsylvania. It's some white guy squinting, you know? This is real. Real. I almost got teabagged on the way back to our table. They had these risers on each corner of the dance floor, and up there was basically a naked man. Okay, I mean, he was wearing the
Some white
G-string,
guy
but a
squint.
tiny one. Okay, and he was way bigger than that. Okay, my man, Puerto Rican G-string, according to the flag on it. And my man was just shaking it, just.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
I'm talking to my wife. As we're walking, a light hits a sequence, goes into my periphery, and I go, whoa! Nuts. I'm Matrix nuts.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Matrix nuts.
Quite possibly the most athletic move I've made in the last 30 years. Not gonna lie to you, it was pretty impressive.
Excedrin and
'Cause that's not
aspirin.
my luck.
Holy shit.
My luck is to
You
have
can't even
the
take
full tea
ibuprofen,
bag.
man? Oh my god, I feel bad.
Me go,
I'm
sir, will
sorry.
you get it off my face,
That's
please?
gotta be fucking horrible.
He's Puerto Rican, I smell plantains. Okay, you know, that's my luck. We get to the table, and right by our name are 3
Of
pills.
course, that was there.
And my wife goes, is that candy? And I'm like, honey, I'm pretty sure I know every candy ever made. I don't know what those first 2 are, but that last one looks like pharmaceutical grade MDMA from the early 90s. And my wife goes, what's MDMA? And I go, that's ecstasy. And she goes, yeah, you remember that, don't you? Yeah. A different gay guy comes out, and he's like the gay guy in charge, okay? And he's like, hello, party people, hello. Tonight, baby, we're gonna party till 3 a.m., baby. It was 7:20, Jack. It was 7:20. My man's calling 3. I don't think so. Okay. Tonight, baby, we're all going to Wonderland, just like Alice. Everyone on your table, you have 3 pills, baby. One will make you smile, one will make you talk. And one, the little Goldilocks pill. Because just like Diego, it makes everything all right.
Oh my God.
So let's take these pills, okay, baby? On 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Oh. My wife's like, should we take these pills? Fuck yes. These are gay drugs. You damn right we're taking these. These are the best drugs they make.
That's the truth.
Nobody was seated to my left. I grabbed them pills, did them.
That's the truth.
Fuck it, right? Where I'm from, you're gonna dance with the devil, you might as well lead. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. I'll tell you, man. Whatever it was, it worked. It worked phenomenal. 20 minutes later, I was sitting there wondering that if the nucleus of an atom was as big as a car, that nucleus could be in Los Angeles, yet the electron that orbits it would be in New York. That's how much distance is in an atom. Comparable.
I almost had to start questioning my own.
But yet, we just learned in physics that that electron, which should be a static negative charge, because it's always orbiting, keeping in a constant positive, neutral. Makes sense in a stable element, right? But no, physicists have found that
You never had ibuprofen work through anything?
Throughout dimensions.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, man. Ibuprofen does the trick for me 90% of the time.
Mexico City or Hawaii. It's amazing. It's amazing that might be the thread that holds us to this dimension. It's those electrons. That's what I thought was going on in my head. Turns out, I was just tweaking my nipple, holding my junk, dancing to Kesha in the corner.
This is my favorite part. This is my favorite fucking part, dude.
Good times. We went to 340. Diego was right. It was a hell of a party. It was a hell of a party. So glad I went. Don't be homophobic. No need. You know? I know that, but it's kind of nice to be an ambassador for my accent, because every gay man thinks that everybody talks like me, hates them. Couldn't be far from the truth. You know? They were, it was impressive, you know? I'm glad I could be there for that. Because I used to be dumb, you know, back when I was a child of the day. I used to think the worst thing in the world would be have a gay man hit on me. You know what's way worse than that? Having 300 gay men on ecstasy not hit on you. Yeah. Yeah. That sets it up right there. Thanks, guys. Y'all been fun. I'm Ralphie May. Good night. Bye-bye, y'all.
All right. That's one of my favorite ones of all time, dude. One of my favorite ones of all time. I love Ralphie May. He died a few years ago. I remember waiting for him to... He literally just started a new tour. He was coming to my town. I was saving up money for the tickets to see him, and he died like a few nights before he came. I was so fucking disappointed, dude. I was so disappointed. And I remember when he's the one who got Joey Coco Diaz, the guy we were hearing earlier, into comedy. He used to let Coco stay on his couch with him, dude. So it was amazing. This guy's hilarious. He was going through a divorce at the time too. It was not going great for him. It was not going great. His health consistently declined. One of the best podcasts I've ever watched was actually with him and Joey. Give me 1 second, TikTok. I need to mute myself for literally a minute. They were doing LSD on sugar cubes, and they were on a podcast for hours, and Ralphie wore a tie-dye shirt for Lee Syatt so he didn't fucking freak out, because it was a lot of fucking LSD, dude. It was amazing. is one of the best podcasts I've ever seen in my life, I think, to this day. If you look it up, you could probably find it on the Church of What's Happening Now. Ralphie May, it's one of them. Whatever one is him in a tie-dye shirt. He inspired me to want to be a comic for a while. I didn't end up doing it, but there's still moments where I think about just giving it a try and just bombing and seeing what happens, you know. But all right, let's go to the next one. R.I.P. Ralphie May, dude. He's missed.
Goes, hey, Tom, you are in the emergency room and you overdosed. And they're like, what did you take? So I write, heroin. And they go, are you serious? And I write, JK.
Welcome to This Is Not Happening presents One Crazy Night. So this is what we do. We're a bunch of comedians tell stories about a similar subject. So this is just one crazy night. Give it up for my friend and yours, Mr. Tom Segura, everybody. Let him hear it.
Thanks. Ari Shafir, everybody. Let him hear it. Ari Shafir. All right. Let's go back to 1997. Holy shit. And fuck, that time flies. And I'm a freshman in college. Right. And Thanksgiving, remember Thanksgiving, everybody? That's the first time that you go, usually back home. That's your first break in your freshman year. And it's a big deal because it's also like a mini class reunion, right? It's the first time you see everybody that you used to go to school with every day. You're back your first few months and everybody's recapping. And the big thing is the next day, the day after Thanksgiving, everybody gets together and parties their fucking balls off while acting like they're a new person, right?
No, dude, trust me. Oh my God, dude.
I start off, I find the guy, one of the guys that did.
I meant to tell you about that earlier. I don't know how the fuck that interview went, dude. It either went really good or really fucking bad. The first guy that came in, he was like, tell me what you used to do for your job, blah, blah. So you basically have no experience. Well, car sales, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the first few months, you make absolutely fucking nothing. You make absolutely nothing. It's like sausage, and the customer is the meat. For you to be able to produce the sausage, though, you need customers, a.k.a. the meat. Without the meat, there's no sausages being made. You have to continuously feed it meat for you to be able to continuously make money, and that is the only way that's going to happen. And I was like, honestly, that makes the most fucking sense from what I've seen anyone say whatsoever. He's like, if you don't make money, we don't make money, which means no one makes money. So it's you know, and I was like, okay. And apparently, you make no money on new cars. Most dealerships make absolutely nothing on new cars. They make all the money on used cars, which makes sense. The second guy came in. He told me to tell him about myself. I'm like, what do you want to know? He's like, you tell me. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you tell me? In my head, I'm like, how about you fucking ask a question that isn't just extremely open-ended? So I told him a few things. I'm like, fucking whatever. He eventually, like, the dude's a giant douche. I was like, okay, whatever, you know. You're gonna play good cop, bad cop, I see here. And they left me waiting in the room for a while too, to try and like gauge my temperature on things, to see how I'm gonna react, see if and it's like, dude, I know what you're doing. You're trying to see if I fall under any sort of pressure, and it's like, I'm not an idiot. I see what you're doing. I can read humans. I can see what the fucking pattern you're going through. And then the third guy comes in, and the third guy's fucking awesome. He's dope as shit. He's like, honestly, if you start working here, I'll take you right under my wing. It's probably best that you don't know nothing, to be honest with you, because then I can teach you my way, which is the right way. Because I used to sell 20 plus cars a month and make an exorbitant amount of money, to the point to where they just forced me onto the management team. And honestly, I wish I was still fucking selling cars. I was like, all right. He's like, what are you doing this for? You know, so on and so forth. So I gave him the rundown. He's like, well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing this for something other than just yourself. You know, and I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that's, you know, I'm like, obviously, you know, whatever. And then he told me pretty much the same thing everyone else has told me. They're like, we're going to test you for any substances, if you get what I mean, which I did actually take I bought one of my own earlier just to test myself, just to see what's going on, and completely clear, so we're good there. Because I like to dabble in the lettuce, if you know what I mean, every once in a while. I haven't in a long while, but still, want to make sure. And I'm like, all right, they all made that very clear to me. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. And then there was supposed to be one more dude after that. They all went in, okay? They all talked to each other or something. They had some sort of meeting, they said. All right. And what happened is the original dude came back in and said, oh, well, the last guy who was supposed to interview you has a doctor's appointment, so he's not going to be able to do that, but thanks for coming in, and we'll be in contact with you soon. Which, to what I think of, usually is kind of talk for, we're not fucking hiring you, but thanks for coming. In the nicest way possible. Either that or the dude actually had a doctor's appointment. But to me, felt like they were blowing smoke up my ass, and because, I've seen what people do when they're fucking lying. I can tell when people are lying. And it's like, all right, whatever. So I either got the job and I'll find out and they were telling the truth, or they're fucking lying to me and I didn't get the job and they were just too much of a bitch to tell me. Whatever.
Didn't go to school, and he's like, I'm the new drug supplier. And I'm like, I remember you from that. And he asked me what I want, and I'm like, what do you got? And he goes, I have ecstasy. And I go, yeah. Everyone says, that's fun. Let's try it. And I start taking it, and I forgot to mention, before I went to college, senior year, I got really into a drug that was making its way, especially through the South, through Florida, called GHB. And I'm sure, I don't know if you know what it is. It's a gamma hydroxybutyric acid. Your body naturally produces it. Sometimes there's some places where they regulate it as an anesthetic, but basically when you get it, somebody made it in a bathtub. And that's the good stuff, all right? And they sell it to you, and they get it in a water bottle. They also call it the date as a senior, and then I passed out, and I'm like, who jerked me off? Oh, yeah, it was me. Okay. So, anyways, okay, so I get the ecstasy into my system, and then I take it. I'd never taken it, so as soon as
I used to live in a state like that. I don't anymore. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, like, whatever. I'm not like too mad about it. I'm not gonna. Could be fucking worse. I never really liked doing too much shit in the first place, and we're not too far off from the laws completely changing anyway. So we're really fucking not. In every state, like on a national level. So. It is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to sit here, pout, and cry. It's like, whatever, dude. I got to do what I got to do, and at the end of the day, once I get a job, well, nothing stopped me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, fucking, what's going to stop me then? I got the job. What, are you going to do it again? Yeah, I'm sure you will. They don't. They never want to pay for more than one. They're cheap bastards. Of course they don't want to pay for more than fucking one. Kidding me? But alright, I'll continue it.
take it, I go like, hey man, fucking, I don't feel anything. He's like, you just took it, man. Like, give it a minute, all right? All right. So I'm hanging out at this party. We're at a party, everyone's together, and then we're gonna go to a bar. And at the end of the house party, on the way to the bar, I go, hey man, I don't feel anything. So he goes, all right, when we get to the bar, come find me, and I have GHB. So I'm like, okay. So I find him, and he's like, all right, let's go to the car. And that's always the big move when you go to the car, right? You're like, this is where dreams come true in the car. A drug dealer's car is where it all lives. So I'm expecting what I know, which is a water bottle, and then a dose is the cap. So all you do is you pour the water into the cap and you drink it like that. It tastes like ocean water, like seawater, right? Salt water. And then it's immediate. GHB, if it's good stuff, it's like, we used to call it permagrin, because you just be like, and if someone's like, fuck you, you're like, So I'm like, all right, where is it? And he goes, it's right there. And he has a gallon jug, right? And I'm like, wow, that's not a water bottle? He's like, yeah, I haven't even put it into the water bottles yet. That's the full thing. And it's a full gallon. Now, if you think about a full gallon, you know that A, the cap is much different. It's flatter. You're not going to sample. And it's also heavier. So I don't know how to pour it. So he's like, just take a shot. And I'm like, all right. So I put it up. And then I go, in my mind, oh shit. I have like 9 shots in my mouth right now. So the options are, do I spit it back into the main jug, which I feel like he's gonna be like, not cool with that, you know? Being that he's a drug dealer and all. The other thing would be spit it out on the ground, and I don't wanna be rude, right? So I just go like, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. I have taken way too much GHB. Now, I'm leaving out the point that you're not supposed to mix GHB and alcohol. It is potentially fatal. You may have known this. If you didn't, it can be. At this point, I am on 13 or 14 drinks, right? Like, and it's liquor, like, you know, vodka drinks, and I'm just pounding them. I get the 9 shots into me, and then I walk back into the bar, and I'm like, what's up, everybody? Like, I'm fucking... They're like, where does all this personality come from? Ah, this is natural, man. So, and then I sat down. I remember sitting down, and the girlfriend came, and she sat on my lap, and then lights out. Like, I just don't remember anything. Like, I went to sleep. All I remember is that I wake up, and I'm looking at lights on a ceiling, right? I'm just like, ah, shit. Is this heaven? And then I see a woman come into frame, right? Because I'm laying on my back. I can't talk. I can't move my arms. And this woman goes, hey, Tom, you are in the emergency room, and you overdosed on drugs, and now you're coming out of a coma. And I'm just like, like processing it, but the process literally was just eyes closed, like, oh shit. And my only thought was like, I hope nobody knows. That's the only thing I'm thinking. I hope nobody knows. And then I open my eyes again, and my parents come into frame. And then I'm like, everybody knows. And they look so just like, we thought you were a good kid. What the fuck? So I'd never been in trouble. They won't let your arm out because I pull out the tubes. I have a tube for breathing. I have another tube that's pumping liquid charcoal into my stomach because that makes the chemicals and the drugs like come together, and then you also can't digest it, so you vomit, which is what they want you to do. So as I'm like, I'm also like, I'm throwing up, right? So they give me a piece of paper and a pen that I can't really write normally because I'm strapped down, but I can kind of chicken scratch. And they're like, what did you take? Because they're trying to figure, they don't even know what I took. So I write, heroin. And they go, are you serious? And I write, JK. Right? They're not like, good one. They're like, what the fuck, are you joking? So, then the kid in me, I'm looking at my parents and I'm like so worried about them. I write on the paper, I go, are you mad at me? And my parents, at that moment, my dad reads it and he goes, no, buddy, just disappointed. And I'm like, can you save that for when I'm breathing on my own? Like, so I'm in that emergency, I get moved to critical and then ICU. In the ICU, a doctor comes in who I hadn't seen yet. And I'm later told, this is the doctor. They tell me this is the doctor that saved your life. So I'm sitting there in the bed, and he comes in and he goes, are you in a band? And I was like, what, man? What? And he goes, are you in a band? And I was like, no, I'm not in a fucking band. And he goes, well, you had enough in you to take down 2 drum players and a bass player, man. And I'm like, you now with the fucking jokes, really? And I go, well, he goes, what did you take? And I go, I had, I don't know, I took a couple pills. I told him honestly, I had some drinks. And I took, you know, some GHB, probably enough for like a lot of people. And he goes, what about the heroin? And I go, no, I was just joking. And he goes, no, you have heroin in your system. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, you have heroin, you have cocaine, you have PCP. He's like, you also have the same chemicals that are in like cleaners, like some of the super duty cleaners. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And he goes, where'd you get your GHB from? And I go, one of my buddies from high school. He's like, hey, he's a good friend. He gave you some fucking WD-40 to put in your system. So I you know, eventually get to breathe on my own and all this shit. And then he comes back and they're like, you know, the nurse tells me the doctor that saved you wants to talk to you. And I'm like, all right. And I asked him, like, how did I survive? And he was like, honestly, because you're fat. Like, you're pretty fat. And I was like, what, man? And he goes, I mean, a smaller person would definitely, like a 120-pound person would die halfway through this. This is just one of the only times where it's good to be fat, right now. And that's why I still haven't lost the weight, you guys.
No. I was like, the best part is when he called you fat. Tom Segura, everybody. Keep it going for Tom Segura.
Hey everybody, I just took a break from flying through space to tell you to click like over there so that we get more YouTube hits. And don't forget to subscribe so that next week when the story comes out, you'll get that as well. Oh, there goes the celestial planet. Hi planet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is where I'm going to end it tonight. I'm going to have another comedy thing ready for tomorrow when you all come back to watch again. But it is about to be, well, it is 3. It is my damn bedtime. I'm ready to sleep. So, I've been up since probably around 6 this morning. Going to bed. You all have a great day, night, and or evening. Thanks for watching, Happy Guy. I hope you enjoyed. Anyone else? You all have a great night. Thanks for watching. Bullshit. Hear yourself if you really want to. But instead, you hang out with me. We listen to them together. And then sometimes I'll tell you some fucking crazy stories. Tonight wasn't super eventful, but I'm sure and I hope you all still had fun. You all take care.